Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. With me, MKT, on this fine day. It is the 7th of the 7th month in the year 2021. Feels good to be alive. Good morning so far. And good morning to you. It may be night where you are. I don't know where people live. I don't know what you do. I don't know what your diet consists of. You know, these are all things I don't know about you. What I do know is we're going to have a great time for the next 2 hours. It's going to be phenomenal. With me, and of course, big time producer, big time show influencer, coffee influencer, TikTok star in the making. Superb hair, superb beard, superb face in general, great glasses, carries his height well. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, big time journalist, James Jimbo Ellingsley. Jimbo, what's happening, pal? How are you doing today?
Hi. I could be better.
Let's hear it. Take us into your feelings, James. I'd like to know how you're doing.
My team lost last night.
Spain.
Yeah.
The pain in Spain falls mainly upon the plane, they say.
Well, I've seen a lot of stuff that's like, it's got the Spanish flag. And then the only thing the caption says is, but without the S.
Yeah,
which is pain, obviously, if you didn't pick that up.
Yeah. So you're going through that, huh?
Yeah, a lot of it. I don't care what anyone says. We deserved to win that game last night.
You know what you sound like there is the guy who cheated on his wife, and he's like, I don't care what anyone says, she's crazy. You know what I mean? So...
no, I think we deserve to win. But in the wise words of Paulo, I'm not really Spanish anyway, so...
Yeah, don't worry about it. Paulo Diaz yesterday, putting James's life into perspective. What did he say? Don't worry about it, James. You're not really Spanish.
Yeah. I just wish our listeners could see some of the stuff that goes down on our WhatsApp group. Because it is a wild time.
Yeah, Paulo's sense of humor. A distinguishing factor there. He's Portuguese and funny, and very, very, very funny at all times.
He is Portuguese.
Yeah, very. Diaz. Paulo and Diaz are two of the most Portuguese things you can combine.
Gareth Ross Lee says Jorginho for Ballon d'Or.
That is one of the downsides of Italy winning, is people... See, as a Chelsea fan, I'm kind of split there, because I can't stand the sight of Jorginho, because in the Premier League, he is just a handicap. He couldn't run a bath. Forget about running back to chase attacking mids and the powerful forwards in the league. He's okay in Europe. International football, where somebody will babysit him. Like, the nice thing about playing for Italy, Verratti will babysit him, and it's part of the Italian makeup, you know, is they play very compressed, and they've got sort of a what they call the catenaccio kind of setup with the wings inverting there. I mean, you saw last night, I thought Chiesa had an incredible game. Not just with the ball. But Italy are happy to babysit that role. You look at Pirlo, you look at all of that deep-lying playmaker. It's built into that catenaccio, whether they're playing a 3-4-3, 3-3-4. But now Jorginho is going to get calls for that, and it is a nightmare as a Chelsea fan, just so people know. So that has me on a hair trigger, by the way.
Look,
I can't stand Jorginho looks like an awesome guy. People love him everywhere he goes, but... painful.
I don't have a lot of sort of thoughts on him, if I'm honest. Well,
that's okay. You're a Liverpool fan.
I had him as part of my FIFA Ultimate Team.
Okay.
He was kind of good there, I guess. He wasn't exceptional, but,
yeah.
You know. Yeah, I don't really have... look.
People are saying Jorginho for the Ballon d'Or. I think it is a bit of banter.
I think Morata for retirement.
So you're not happy, eh? Spain, that is a tough look.
You know what makes it worse? I tweeted last night.
Yes, I did retweet your tweets.
I tweeted last night as the penalty shootout started. Sent out a tweet into the world.
Good vibes.
Yeah, I was like, Unai Simon will take Spain to the finals.
9 minutes later, though.
Yeah, 9 minutes later. It had aged like a poorly stored wine.
Well, poorly stored or what? You got to store it at what? At a certain temperature, and you got to. It's all about corkage with wine.
Semantics.
Oh No, you were right.
Because when people say it aged like a fine wine.
Yes, poorly stored does matter. This is why people have cellars. You've got to. There are certain temperatures for different types of wine.
That tweet aged like a poorly stored bottle of wine.
Yeah, that's true. See, that one works.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy. A lot of your analogies don't work, and people only get to hear the ones that they hear. I mean, I get it all the time, and I just think to myself, wow, but that one's brilliant. That works. That one actually works.
It just, and you guys know, you and Paolo know, last night on our WhatsApp group, I had told you guys in the one message, Spain are going through to the finals. A couple messages later, I put another message when I saw Morata walking up to the penalty spot, and I put another message on the group, and I was like, Morata's taking it. Never mind, we're not going to the final. I was right.
So you feel like about Morata how I feel about Jorginho. It's like, because he did finish that chance, by the way, James. No Morata, no penalty. So a little bit split because he scored a very, very good goal. Nice 1-2. He's in there. Good movement, good finish.
If he was a real striker, he would have finished a lot more times throughout the tournament, not even just last night.
Oh,
I just
wow.
think he's hurt my heart, and I'm really sad, and nothing makes sense anymore, and I'm supporting Denmark. And I've told you guys this. I've told you Denmark are going all the way. Nobody's believed me. They're in the semifinals. They're going to beat England tonight. It's going to be Denmark, Italy. I'm telling you right now.
I've been put in such a bad situation because, can we just be honest? It's so hard to be happy for Italy. They've got such scummy tactics as well. Like Immobile, I can't stand the sight of anymore. But he dives all the time. And then Verratti's brilliant, but he's actually a little bit insufferable. With the whinging and we're past that now. You're so good. Just play the game, and people call it Italian passion, but there's a point, right? So I can't be happy for Italy because they behave like scum. I can't be happy for Denmark because I can't stand the fact that, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to address it, but I can't stand the fact that we're still talking about Christian Eriksen, who is fine. Christian Eriksen is fine. He is absolutely alive and fine. Why are we having tributes for him? He's fine. We have tributes for Nelson Mandela. He died. That's somebody who died, lived a great life, left a legacy. Christian Eriksen is a footballer who has made more money than God could ever imagine and is fine. Stop with the tributes. We're done now. The guy is alive. It is fine. So I can't handle the fact that Denmark are going to make 15 documentaries and it's going to be all over Sky Sports about how that moment inspired a nation. It didn't. He's fine. They've just played well.
Just watch closely at 9:00 tonight.
It's going to be sickening.
Harry Kane has come out and said he will be presenting a gift to the Danish captain.
God,
on behalf of the England squad. UEFA also came out and said that they've invited Christian Eriksen, as well as the paramedics that saved his life, to the final.
No, and that's awesome.
No, it's not though.
To the final?
Yeah, my thoughts are kind of rude that you're just going to presume that he won't be at the final anyway because Denmark are going to be there. Kind of rude, I'm just saying.
So wait, England have invited him?
No, UEFA.
UEFA have invited. Okay, so there again. Okay, what about Spinazzola? Because he suffered something, right?
Oh yeah.
And now is what? Fine. Spinazzola's fine. He's injured. They're the same thing. Christian Eriksen is currently undergoing an injury, right? Spinazzola had an Achilles injury. They are both fine. Is Spinazzola getting an invite to the final?
No.
Why not? They are both injured and are now fine. Why not?
I think Virgil van Dijk should be invited to the final too.
No, he didn't even play, so he can stay at home. He wasn't even part of the whole tournament.
But he's nursing an injury.
No, but that's Liverpool's problem. I tell you what you can do with Virgil van Dijk. Give him a Liverpool preseason game ticket. There we go. You were never in the squad anyway. Spinazzola played in the tournament, suffered a horrendous injury, and is fine. Christian Eriksen suffered a horrendous injury and is fine. Invite both of them to the final. Otherwise, I thought we were about equality here. Well, what's going on? Christian Eriksen's fine, by the way. He hasn't died. He didn't die. He has survived. He went through something awful and is fine.
Does anybody know if he can play football ever again?
Well, they're saying he probably can, yeah. But okay, forget about that. That's not my point.
No, I was just wondering because I don't think I've read anything about.
Yeah, no, I've read some stuff that they reckon he'll be all right because he's got what is it? To kind of restart his heart. I forget what they call it.
Pacemaker.
No. That doesn't restart your heart, but he's
defibrillator.
Kind of that system, but it's been installed in his heart now.
But I read when that was first initially installed, that could mean bad news for him because there's rules around that in the Serie A. So that means he won't be able to play in the Serie A. I don't know if there was any substance to it, or if it was just kind of like a rumor thing. But
I'm pretty sure Christian Eriksen could find a club outside of Italy. He's one of the best playmakers in world football. I'm sure you'll find a club.
How long do we think the Christian Eriksen I'm sorry parade is going to go?
I don't want to get rude about it. Like, okay, I understand the gravity of what happened emotionally for his players, but he's fine. Do you know what I mean? It's like if somebody gets in a car accident, it's a week of holy smokes, we're bummed. They have a shoulder operation, and then it's fine. Right? They were just on death's door as well. So I just don't get it. I don't want to get rude about the Christian Eriksen thing, but it's taken over the Euros, which is really, really annoying because it's not about Christian Eriksen. It's actually about the whole tournament. I can't stand it. I honestly, it's put me off Denmark now.
As much as it's become tired, I think it is a big sort of, not a wake-up call, but just it was a big thing that happened, and people saw how emotional those players were on the field, and that's tough to see. And you and Paolo spoke about how well it was actually televised. The fact this man was actually dead on the field.
No, I hated that, by the way.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think maybe it's a wake-up call, but it's not really because they would have picked it up.
1 in 50,000.
Yeah.
Just so we know, is that I've heard 3 medical experts, including Tottenham's old, so iconic players like Christian Eriksen. I don't know if you've seen it. You can go watch it on Sky Sports. But I've listened to other interviews and podcasts about that whole situation. So it seems the consensus is about 1 in 50,000 will be missed, and they'll miss that kind of, whether it's a murmur or whatever it is on the heart.
Yeah, I read that also.
So it's about 1 in 50,000. It's not a wake-up call. Relax. Stuff happens. You know what I mean? Stuff happens.
Mm.
Like if you crash your car, if somebody crashes their car in Gabon, you don't stop everyone in Australia from driving. You know? Like there are anomalies in life. Bad things happen, right? And science is not perfect. Like I hate this idea that, who was it? There's a really insufferable guy. He's the Stoke goalkeeper. I forget what his name is, and he came out immediately and tweeted the health of footballers. It was a 1 in 50,000 incident. Asmir Bergovic is the guy's name.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, what vomit. What virtue signaling vomit. The players are fine. They're elite athletes. They are incredibly paid. And this was an anomaly. But I'm over the Christian Eriksen thing. My point is now I don't know what puts me off more. It's coming home or Denmark. So it's put me in a situation for tonight. Somehow, do you know what I wish? I wish they could both lose 0-0 tonight.
And no one goes through, and it's just Italy. Then Italy won, and
Italy and Spain.
Explodes.
Italy and Spain play the final. There we go. Or reinstate Germany. Because they lost in a tight game to England. Reinstate Germany.
I was actually thinking about it last night, right? So I don't know if you've seen, but there's all these petitions and arguments going around now, and in supporters groups and stuff, about how most of the games were played at Wembley and England had an unfair advantage and blah, 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 blah.
For goodness sake.
So I was thinking about it last night, right? This is all coming out now. Now when England are in the semi-finals, right? But people knew where each game was being played before the Euros started. People knew how many Wembley games there were, regardless of how far England was going to make it.
Yeah, listen, England do themselves no favors by being what they are, and let's be honest, continental Europe cannot stand the UK, you know?
Hashtag vibe guys.
Yeah.
The England squad.
Yeah, most of them. But listen, it's England has a way of conducting themselves, you know, the Great British Empire, blah, 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 is if you put yourself out there, you must expect feedback, right? And yeah, the idea that you invented football and all of this and it's coming home, which I quite like, a little bit of edge, but when you like this, then you must expect people to not really like you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you put yourself out there as the English, as the Great British Empire, then, you know, this is how it goes. So that'll be all right. I think the British Empire has done and withstood more over the last 300 years to actually start caring now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nothing about people from Oxford, and I got a very unique insight when I did an exchange year at a boys' school there in high school. Nothing about them says we think about the rest of the world. Like they are the center of the world in their eyes. Like when you go to the uber English, and then that just trickles down because they control, you know, government. If you look at their last two, in fact, all their presidents, at least at the very worst, you went to Oxford. At the very least, or at the very worst / at the most, you had Eton and Oxford. At the worst, you're just an Oxford kid. So it's all generally the same type of inbred people who get to be like president and stuff, and that filters down. You know what I mean? And that is what it is. That is what it is. The British nation is a very interesting thing. It's a very, very interesting thing, and you know that'll build resentment, but you got to admire it. A bit of chutzpah never hurt anybody, I've always said. So,
hey man, I don't think football's coming home.
You don't, huh? Not a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. And on that note, Jimbo, we got a poll.
We do have a poll.
Where can people vote?
And what not is the Polish person.
No. Yeah, Poland are out. Lewandowski's out.
This one is more of an English one. See what I did there? Because the poll has to do with the England game. Because Polish and they're both countries is where I was going with that.
Yeah, I mean, you're 1 for 2 now because the earlier one worked and then this one didn't. So 50%.
Okay, so we have a poll. Let's see sport on the tweets.
Yes.
You still... Whoa. Hang on 1 second. Okay. So the poll only ran for an hour for some reason.
Oh.
So it's already concluded.
What was it? What was the poll?
The poll was England take on Denmark tonight in an attempt to book their place in the Euro 2020 final. The poll is, who's going all the way? James, what are the final results? Because it only went for an hour is the question you're asking me.
Yes, I'm wondering that.
And I'll tell you. England, 25%.
Oh my gosh.
Denmark, 75%.
Yeah, that's what's left.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% is the most. Minus 25.
Well, I mean, most people voted for Denmark is what I'm saying here. I'm telling you.
Hey,
Denmark are going to the finals and nobody's believed me and it's going to happen tonight. Watch.
Denmark are good, dude.
Dude, like, I'm telling you,
like,
bro.
I watched the last game and they are so Scandinavian. It's like so organized, like technically tight. And you know what? If you've been to Copenhagen, their soccer team looks like that.
Yes.
Like pristine and organized and everything is in its place. And you almost feel like by walking on the streets, you're dirtying the streets. It's so organized, you know? So yeah, they are good. They're a handful. Let's say that.
Regardless of where they go out in the tournament, we all know that when they do go out, whether they... No, hang on. Let me rephrase this. If Denmark don't win the Euros, we all know that the internet's going to go insane and going to do the whole, you may have lost the tournament, but you won our hearts or whatever.
They didn't. They didn't win my heart.
I can tell you now that's what's going to be trending. It's
going to happen. And you know what? Like everything now is run clearly by uber left-leaning people. So there's just no pushback. Everything's like panda. Yeah. You know, whether it's Disney now running ESPN, Fox. I mean, Sky Sports is virtually the same thing. It's all like panda to what do the left woke people want to hear? Let's go with that. Nothing outside of those lines. Because there has to be people feeling like me. Like, the Eriksen thing he is fine. Let us move on. There are other things that we want to talk about. Like, Italy are still in the tournament. Let's talk about that and just that. And it's almost overshadowed how well Christensen's played. You know what I mean? It's like the guys that are playing. I want to talk about Simon Kjær and Kasper Schmeichel, how well these guys are playing. I don't want to hear about Eriksen. He's not there anymore.
Didn't his dad win a Euro?
Yeah.
Kasper Schmeichel.
I like how you say his dad. Yeah, a guy called Peter Schmeichel, by the way.
Who also was a trader, just by the way. I'm pretty sure he moved to
Man City
at a point, yeah.
Yeah, but it was late in his career. And greatest goalkeeper the Premier League's ever seen. I think Traitor's a little strong.
Okay, so I've got a question for you, right? And so does someone in the comments. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe heavily in this Danish squad.
Okay.
Supporting them. I'm Danish now.
I like how you just moved on from Spain. You were emotional about 23 minutes ago.
Look, you know what gave me closure?
Yeah.
In the words of Whitney Houston, she said,
Bobby, don't give me that crack. Or she said, do give me that crack, which is why she's dead now. She smoked her because she smoked crack.
It's so wrong.
Well, that's what happened.
Okay.
Like, hey, my uncle took drugs, right? Two of my uncles, actually, both died from drug overdoses. Do you want to know what my grand's take was? At the funeral, everyone thought she was going to be, especially with the one uncle. She's like, no, they were drug addicts. I knew this was going to happen. Like, 0 tears. My grand. No.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. But, hey, take drugs. What do you think is going to happen? So
Okay.
Whitney took drugs and is now dead.
So what I was going to say is the reason why I moved on from Spain so quickly and why I have so much closure is
And I like Whitney, by the way.
in one of her songs, she says, why does it hurt so bad?
She does.
Why do I feel so sad?
Yeah.
I thought I was over you,
Yeah.
but I keep crying
Yeah.
because I can't love you or something. Anyway.
No, nice drop. And by the way, also, I want to be very clear. She is one of my heroes. I love Whitney because I love talented people. She was off the chart. I mean, when you hear somebody sing like that, she could bring somebody to tears. You know, there's very few, probably 40 or 50 people who have lived in our time who could do what she did with her voice. But then she did smoke crack as well. So
she did do that.
I know. Like I knew. I don't want to say we were besties, but I was very close to somebody in British history who died a while back. Also drug vibes, and she could also, her voice could move a nation. So. Yeah, I love Whitney, loved this other person, but don't smoke drugs, is my point.
Well, see, that's sending the wrong message. You're saying don't smoke drugs.
Or don't do drugs.
There you go. Nice. Nailed it.
Yeah. Especially if you want to go to the Olympics, because that's also...
Because you will be banned.
Yeah, you're not going to sprint anywhere.
You can be a transgender, but you...
Oh, wow. Wow. I don't know how that came into...
I'm sorry. Let's move on. Let's move on.
The management of and owner of this show does not condone those issues being related. That was James Ilsley's opinion there. I did not bring it to
Let's move on. Okay.
Jeez.
So the question in the comments and a question I want to hear from you, right?
Let's hear it.
So this Danish squad has obviously made it to the semifinals and will make it to the finals, in my opinion.
Odin is with them.
It's true. So the question in the comments is, who are your top players at Denmark? But I want to change it. Who do you think, and I know it's been a struggle because everything's been Christian Eriksen, and you struggle to focus on individuals.
No, not for me. I moved on from Christian Eriksen the next day when he was fine.
Question is,
yes,
who do you think have been Denmark's key players to take them this far in the tournament?
I think Kasper Schmeichel and I think Damsgaard on the right. That youngster is destined for the top. He's absolutely brilliant. And the thing about a guy like Damsgaard is their wing-back, whoever it is, and centre-back have to stay honest because he will run past people. He's very rare. You saw it with Doku for Belgium. Is that type of player is very rare. He will try skills, and if you don't have two to look after him, he's skinning people. So for me, Kasper Schmeichel and Damsgaard. I don't want to pick, like Simon Kjær has been great. I think Christensen's been phenomenal.
Daniel Vass has been good too.
He has. But for me, Kasper Schmeichel, and I think Damsgaard is the best youngster this tournament has produced, for sure. He's one to look out for. He's still playing in Italy for whatever reason, but 21, and my God. So in football, he does something really special. Football's become really robotic because of the academies, and it's why people like Wayne Rooney shocked the world. They play like they're from the streets. You know, a little bit of, I'll try something 8 times in a row, even if it doesn't work, and kind of just that je ne sais quoi that we have in football. Damsgaard's got that, is he will try. By the way, he is not scared, and it's so rare, 21. Give me the ball again. I'm going to take that same person on for the 15th time, and I'm going to go again. It's very difficult as a youngster, and he's taken a lot of punishment in this tournament. So for me, Damsgaard and Schmeichel would be, if I had to pick 2 standout, it would be those 2, because he's their X factor.
Not even. What's that guy's name? He plays for Bologna. Andreas Olsen.
No, I don't know which one's he.
He's part of their forwards. He's like almost like
the blonde guy.
Yeah.
He looks the real Viking. No, well, you must remember he came in at the end there.
Yeah,
he's been the last 2 games. No, for me, Damsgaard's actually the guy I'm watching for them. He makes the difference. Simon Kjær is very, very good at the back. Listen, they've got 3 terrific centre backs.
They do,
right? And I tell you what's great about all of their centre backs: tough, strong, massive humans, right? But great passes, all of them, from Vestergaard to Christensen. Christensen's been stepping into holding mid, and then you got Simon Kjær. So that back 3 is worldy. All 3 of them are. Listen, Kjær and Christensen world class, and I think Vestergaard will get his big move this summer. And I was hoping Chelsea would sign him, but it looks like he's off to Tottenham. So Vestergaard is a handful on the set piece. I think Kasper Schmeichel, terrific leader, and you've seen how commanding he is in the box for like crosses and stuff. I love him. But for me, Damsgaard's the one to look out for. If they're going to make a difference tonight, he's going to have to give Luke Shaw an absolute headache if he's playing on the right.
Which, on an off day can be an easy thing to do.
Having said that, we have to admit Luke Shaw's probably the best left back in world football right now. He's had an incredible 16 months. He's been, and I give him a hard time, but he's been unplayable this season. And you know what? I'm happy to change my mind on players. I think Luke Shaw's been unbelievable. So if they play him on the left, I tell you what they've got is Braithwaite is a B-Tech Lukaku. He's got the worst touch in world football, but he's got all the pace in the world. He is unbelievable pace, but he's honestly, the end product is.
I actually agree with Senzo. He says, I only realized Chris Brown was Danish the other day. When he says Chris Brown, he means Braithwaite.
Yeah.
That's a super talented guy, top entertainer, and playing sport at an elite level. I had no idea he was Danish.
Yeah, Braithwaite. Listen, Braithwaite's also, he's got like an Uber, like YouTube vibe channel. Yeah. So, and he's at Barcelona, just so people know.
Yeah, he took over the reins when
David Villa, because they couldn't find a striker, right?
Yeah, but they brought him in. He never really played.
No.
He's only started playing now since Suarez has left.
No, it's hilarious. What is he doing at Barcelona? He's not good enough to be at Brighton. He is not good enough to be at Brighton. His first touch is, and his end product is one of the most despicable things on a football pitch.
I wonder what
his end product is worse than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And that is saying something. Because Aaron Wan-Bissaka gets a nosebleed as he hits the halfway line to go into the other team's sort of half, right? Braithwaite he's just pace. He's just pace. He's just pace and vibes. But what Braithwaite does is he keeps you honest. Because if you don't if you don't kick him and he gets past you or he runs at you one-on-one, you're going to have to double him.
Okay. Just a quick thing.
Yes.
How is this a career path? He started at Esbjerg, I assume is in Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to Toulouse, Middlesbrough, Bordeaux. Is this Leganés?
Yeah, Leganés.
That one?
In Spain, yeah.
On loan. Then he played for them for 24 games. And now he's at Barcelona. At Barcelona, he's made 40 appearances as a forward and scored 3 goals.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly off the bench stuff, I'd imagine. I don't know what the numbers are on that, but he is... That's a joke that Barcelona have Braithwaite.
It's quite a career path, huh?
Good for him, dude. Get all of the money, but all pace and just vibes.
Oh, no, he is Danish. You want to know what his middle name is?
Hold on. Let me guess. Jorgen Riek.
No.
What is it?
Christensen.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's Danish.
Yeah.
It is very Danish.
Yeah. But good for him, dude. He's getting all the money. But what he does give you, and what they give you up out wide, is you have to double both wingers for Denmark, right? And their counterattack is phenomenal. So I love it. And they've got good passing from the midfield. I forget what the number 8's name is for Denmark. The Danish guy, number 8. It'll come to me now. But he's a superb passer out the middle. Good work rate and a superb passer. Watch for them on the counter-attack. Tonight might be a snore-fest because England can't attack and Denmark play on the counter. So it'll be awesome. But let me finish off on this. I think why the striker's doing really well is that you have to double Braithwaite and you have to double Damsgaard. What it means is in the middle, you've only got one centre-back because the centre-back has to go and help the wing-back, right? Or the Declan Rice or Calvin Phillips will have to go and help the wing-back, which gives space to guys driving from midfield and looking to burst late into the box for Denmark. So those wingers are huge for them, and the pace is sublime. So it's going to be interesting. I like it.
I think Denmark might actually come out the gates flying, and actually surprisingly, I think it has the potential to be a snorefest, but it also has the potential for Denmark to, like I say, come out the gates flying, surprise England, score quick goals, and just close out the game completely.
Well, England aren't going to attack. You know that. They're going to play two holding mids. They got they'll play 4 at the back. I think he's got the balance right now with Walker, Maguire, Stones, and Shaw, and then essentially Declan Rice is just another centre back. So they're actually 5 at the back, and then you've got Calvin Phillips sort of going box to box. So it's sort of a 6-5 split with the keeper. So, hey, say what you will about Gareth Southgate, who we will talk about.
Just a waistcoat, man.
Yeah, they are winning, though. They are winning. So
we'll see.
So you're saying Denmark tonight?
I'm saying Denmark.
Are you going to give us a score?
Last time I gave score predictions, all 3 of them were correct.
That's true. So let's keep it rolling.
Sorry, not all 3. 3 out of 4. Okay. Let's go with... I think England are going to struggle to score. So I'm going to say maybe 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah, Denmark.
So Harry Kane can go to hell, huh?
I just think they've got such a solid sort of work rate and chemistry, and everything in their back line just kind of works. You know, you don't have to stress. It's almost like when Virgil was at Liverpool, right? If it was a one-on-one against Virgil, you were like, cool, this is going to defend. It's almost kind of like that situation. They've got some strong centre-backs. I think England will struggle to score. England will struggle to score. I promise I'm not drunk.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine if you are. We're all going through stuff because you gave us smoking.
I did do that.
So, or you're giving up smoking. I don't know. Do you want to give us a quick update? Are you struggling or what's?
It has its moments, but then I just kind of focus on other things.
How are you replacing it? You're obviously drinking alcohol in the morning now. It sounds like.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. You're not drunk. Sorry. That's a misinterpretation from my part. I'm not a good listener.
You listen to what do you always say to me? You listen to answer.
Yeah, I listen to respond instead of listening to listen, and I'm sorry, that's on me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So are you trying to find other hobbies, habits?
Not really.
No.
Just kind of
moseying along.
In limbo.
You should do that. You should find other stuff to do. But anyway, it's your journey. Good luck. All the best, eh?
Thanks.
I'm backing you, James. I think you'll do it. I think it's a good move, good pivot, dude.
I'm backing me too.
Yeah, that's a solid pivot. Euro's coming to an end. How are you feeling about that?
Pretty happy. It means the Olympics are starting, and I forgot how much I actually enjoy watching the Olympics. Olympics is exciting stuff. I think a good old break from football would be kind of nice because a lot's happened in the last sort of year and a half of football, transfers and Super League, and So I think just
You're still not over Super League, huh?
I'm over it.
People are still talking about the Super League.
It's
It's like the Ericsson thing, I think. It's like people just, I guess people do like to hold on to things where they can be a victim, you know?
I'm over it. It was a lot that had happened.
Yeah.
And just the way it happened, it all happened so fast. Like, one day, hey, we're coming out and we're forming the Super League, and these are the teams competing, and this is how it's going to work. Cool. Thanks, bye. Then a couple hours later, UEFA comes out, condones it. The FIFA comes out, condones it. Liverpool come out and make a statement. Just all of these clubs just start making statements. The FA meet, the captains meet. It's just all crisis for like 3 days.
So you don't like chaos.
Just died.
Yeah, you don't like chaos.
Not an awful lot, no.
No, which is fair.
And it shows because when we had that beard chat last week, everything happened so fast, and I panicked.
Yeah.
And I got really hot, and I was anxious, and I had to turn the aircon on. It all happened so fast, it was like chaos, because you were good doing it, and then there was comments, and then it all happened.
Oh, you got bullied by people on... you got bullied by people in the comment stream.
You see, online hate, it doesn't really affect me. It just, again, it all happens so fast.
Yeah.
Like, James, shave the beard. James, don't shave the beard. Mom was in the chat. Then, like, you were going at it and disrespect your mom. And then it was like, everyone was like, hey, James, you shouldn't call your mom Michelle. And then it was like, no, but that's not how it is. It's a thing between us. And it was just all happening.
You felt attacked as a person. I keep saying, James is a great guy.
The balls were in the air for a while.
Sure. So that's a male stripper? Sound like a male stripper. The balls are in the air.
That is my my name.
Yeah. That should be your OnlyFans handle.
It is my...
The balls are in the air.
It's my name for my evening job. I'm a freelance photographer.
Philanderer. Freelance philanderer.
I was going with photographer because that's a good cover-up. I mean, it's real.
Yeah.
The photography thing's real, obviously.
So, quickly, OnlyFans. You ever been on OnlyFans?
Never.
Because you're in a relationship. You're a good Christian boyfriend, loyal boyfriend.
I don't even know what it's about. How does it work?
I also don't. Is there OnlyFans for men?
I have no idea.
No, I mean, obviously, OnlyFans is for men because it's women, right? But is there OnlyFans for gay men and women who are attracted to men? Because not all women like men, by the way.
I don't even know how OnlyFans as a concept works. Like, I know it's...
What do you mean? Oh, have you not been around men before?
No, I've
A naked woman is something that'll be in business from now until the Savior of Nazareth returns.
No, but I mean, okay, so do you create an account and then you pay OnlyFans money and... No, sorry, hang on. You pay OnlyFans as a company, you pay them money, and then you get access to 20 people, or do you subscribe to a certain person and you pay them money? I don't know how the whole thingy works.
So anybody who does have an OnlyFans account or is in that mix. By the way, for me, I'm the type of person who, I've got no problem with how, with that world. Like, I know a few porn film producers. Cape Town, by the way, massive porn spot, by the way. Camps Bay. Oh, all of those houses you see, let me throw a number out there. I'd say 30% of them are porn sets. And I've been on a couple of porn sets in Camps Bay. So I've lived on the edge.
Gotta make your money, bro.
I don't judge people. Like, the world's not perfect. Not everybody comes from a picket fence. And of course there's a dark side to life, and I've seen both sides, I like to think I am. I also don't want to pretend I'm like some suave, like everyone who says, I'm not book smart, I'm street smart kind of guy. I'm not that. I've just put myself in situations throughout my life where there are certain places I should never have been, but I'm just that guy, or especially when I was younger, I was that guy. Less and less now, but are you kidding me? Early 20s. If I were to tell you some stories, James, you think you were anxious about people bullying you online? And I think they were body shaming you or face shaming you. I'll tell you some of these stories. You got no idea. You got no idea. But yeah, I got no problem with that. I just want to know how it works.
Yeah, make your money, dude.
Like you said, do the girls is it direct?
Yeah.
So kind of like an Uber for nudity. You know what I mean? I'd like to order this for 15 minutes.
Yeah, like also, is it like a monthly subscription fee? Like,
I'd like to know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm going to sign up, but I think I would like. I just want to know how these entrepreneurs are making money.
For sure. When all of our sort of family friends and stuff found out that I was
On OnlyFans.
no,
Oh, sorry.
when they found out I was
Imagine having a family OnlyFans account.
oh no,
Like Netflix. As you were saying that, I thought, is James going to say there's a family OnlyFans account, and that would have made my year.
Imagine it's like it.
Like Netflix, you know?
Imagine OnlyFans becomes like TikTok.
Or no, like Netflix, because you know you can who's watching, child profile. Yeah. Like So now James is logged on, and then it's James's profile will have your viewing habits. Maybe I don't know what you're into, James.
Oh my gosh.
You know, a little something you might be into a little something at the back, and I don't know, braids or whatever. I don't know what you may be into, and then Chris in your family or whatever. You know what I mean? Imagine
It's so interesting.
like a family account for OnlyFans. This is a business idea, by the way. If somebody takes it, good for you. Pretty sure it exists already.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, we're not the first thing.
You can share an OnlyFans account. But hey, if you do know how OnlyFans works, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Or hit me up on social media at MKT Inspires. I'd love to know how it works. And I don't shame people that use that, by the way. Like, whatever, you do your thing. Tough to be in a relationship nowadays. Tough to find people, you know. James, you know what I hear?
You hear the COVID numbers are increasing daily.
I don't hear that because I don't read I don't listen to anything that isn't by scientists.
Okay. You hear that football's coming home.
I do hear that, but I also hear that all the good ones are taken. You know what I mean?
That is true.
So
that is true.
If all the good ones are taken, it makes sense that OnlyFans is going to grow, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out. And also, if you do know, is there a men's OnlyFans? I'd like to know. Are dudes also getting into this now?
Is there like you have Tinder, which is for both, right? Like if you're gay, you can have a Tinder account because you can match with
Or
guys.
just go to Grindr.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, is there a is
Grindr?
it like Tinder?
Yeah.
Or is it like
specific?
Here's OnlyFans, then there's a Grindr version, and then there's like
Grindr for men only?
I think so.
Because that's sexist. What are the lesbians up to?
I think Grindr's for men.
What if you're a lady who likes ladies? Why isn't there a space just for ladies?
I am not Googling that. I do not want that in my search history.
Why? What's a why? Who's going to look at your search history?
Well, it's tied to my Gmail account. So.
Okay, and so what's going to happen?
So then it'll pick up on my phone, and then anybody that goes into my phone is going to be like, hey, James, can I use your phone to do
Who goes
that?
onto your phone? That isn't you.
That is a good question. I'm going to Google this.
I've never understood this. This I'd love to hear what people have to say about this as well. Is that I'll search anything because I'm not worried about somebody finding out what I search. Like I don't honestly, I'm not being better than anyone. I don't search. I've never searched anything where I thought, oh my God, if somebody finds this. And also, who's going to see my phone?
So,
and by the way, I've got a real question for you after you've answered this.
Okay.
And
So
then we'll move on.
Grindr is a location-based social networking and online dating application for gay, bi, trans, and queer people.
Okay, but that doesn't tell me enough because I'd like a ladies only one. Is there that? Where if I'm just lesbian, I want no men. I want none of the other.
Isn't that like Bumble or something?
Oh, is that okay? Is that for ladies only?
I'm sure, yeah.
No, because that is important, right? Is if I want toys, right? I don't go to Woolworths.
Yeah, you do. Nailed it. Yeah, you do.
All right, James.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a lucky lady. You're open-minded. That's awesome. If James' lady is listening, hey, strap yourself in.
Strap yourself in, huh?
Yeah, you derailed me there. My point was, if I'm looking for computer parts, right, I don't go to Woolworths.
No.
I go to Incredible Connection,
Yes.
right? So, like, if I'm a lesbian lady, which I don't identify as, but if I am, I want to go to, here there is only lesbian ladies. I don't want to have to go through, like, you might be fluid, you know what I mean? Like, why isn't it? Why? Surely that exists.
No, but on Tinder you can change your preferences.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just ladies?
Yeah.
I've never been on Tinder. You see, that's another thing. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Okay. No, then okay. Then whatever I'm saying, null and void. That just shows you I don't use I've never used dating apps, so that just shows you I know nothing.
You are an old man.
I'm very old. I mean, although old people, I do know somebody. No, she's not twice my age. That will be 70. But I know somebody who is at least 15 years older than me.
Damn.
Cleaning up on Tinder. She cleans up on Tinder. And big time executive, by the way.
Get it, girl.
No,
Get it, girl.
Like, if people, is there like a shame to being on Tinder, do you think? When I tell you this person is successful, James, she's one of the most successful people alive in South Africa today, cleaning up on Tinder.
I don't think there's a shame. I think it's still kind of
a stigma. Is there a stigma?
Yes, yeah. I think there's still kind of one, but it's in our forward, always progressing society that we live in daily. I think slowly but surely it's becoming less stigmatized.
Yeah.
Are you just signaling to people?
We got some stuff going on in the studio. Don't worry about it. We're a dynamic podcast. Don't worry about it. We're going to keep going. Don't worry about it. So there's a stigma to Tinder, is what you say.
There was a stigma to Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah.
There was.
What happened there? Did you ever... Although, like Christian Eriksen, you're fine. Because I think you had a stroke there.
I think I did.
But you're fine.
Look.
I'm not having a memorial for what happened to James right now.
Is anyone ever really fine, though?
Yeah, that's true. That's also true. Nelly Furtado once said... why do all good things come to an end? It's not related, but cracking song. It led the charts for a long, long time. Nelly Furtado, is she still doing stuff?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Good for her, dude. Brazilian, huh? Where's she from?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but beautiful woman. What a voice.
At least she didn't sing, come here, come here, come here. Why did you come here?
That's Shakira.
Yeah.
Different South American. And it might be kind of racist, me saying Nelly Furtado is South American. I'm just presuming.
I don't think she is.
Yeah, she could be from Costa Rica. It's a different part of the Americas.
I do think she's Hispanic.
Where's she from?
Not kind of.
Nelly Furtado.
Where do you think?
That's Portuguese.
Yes.
So Brazil. Must be Brazil.
No, Portuguese.
Oh, Portugal. Okay.
Wait, whoa. Hang on. The name is Portuguese.
Yes.
She's from Canada.
Canada?
Yes.
So Canadian Brazilian, I would imagine.
Sure. I thought it was only
Portuguese.
I thought it was only Canadian French. I didn't know you had Canadian Brazilian.
Yeah, but James, it's 2021.
Sorry.
Canadians can marry Brazilians.
Sorry.
Well, what's with
That's what I meant yesterday, where we live in the most accepting yet critical society ever. Like, it's okay if you want to identify as an African. Why on earth would you do that? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't. You haven't really explained it well.
Like, okay, so it's very much like, hey, you want to identify as that ring light over there. That's okay. But don't you dare. Don't even think about criticizing the fact that I choose whole wheat bread and not white bread.
I remember what this came from. Now, James, this isn't going to affect your current situation, but some news, James enlightened me on some news of his past, which makes me racist, actually, come to think of it, for being shocked.
Yes, it does, actually.
And James revealed that he was dating a woman of color before, and I was thunderstruck.
Like Aerosmith.
The wrong band, but...
AC/DC.
That's correct.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that was on me, and I think that's what you're referring to. I remember that came up in and around that whole thing.
Yes, right.
Of me going, oh my God, James had a woman of color as a girlfriend.
Exactly.
And that was on me, dude.
So it's like, it's okay to date outside of your sort of...
No. But I think what you meant was like, it's okay to identify as an influencer light, but don't you dare date outside your... Like people will... We're open, but we're not that open. Don't date across color lines or whatever.
It's the
my God, a Catholic dating a Protestant, this is madness.
Never, ever. Never. It's like the most openly narrow-minded society ever.
I see what you're saying.
It's contradictory and makes no sense.
I mean, good examples in modern day. So Alex Ferguson, he got himself in a situation. Heard of him? Sir Alex.
Just remind me of who that is again.
Nothing. Some bum from Glasgow. Point is,
lame. Was
he married a Protestant, or he's Protestant, he married a Catholic.
Oof.
Yeah, no, situation. Listen, the jackal, Frampton, Carl Frampton, Northern
Right.
Irish, married, he's Catholic, I think, or either way. That was a huge problem. One of the greatest boxers of all time, Barry McGuigan, same situation. I forget which side he falls. Hey, if you're Irish, by the way, Chucky Allah, if you know, you know, blood. Chucky Allah to all of the Irish listeners we have. But that's a real situation, like as you're saying, right? Is that we're the most open-minded, closed-minded place in the history of time.
Not place, but just like
Well, I mean, in our space-time continuum sort of existence where we are on that thread.
And it's bizarre to me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, how racist am I for being shocked that you hadn't even mentioned that your previous or whichever lady you dated was of color, and when you did, I was thunderstruck.
Look, what can I say? I'm capable of
I was genuinely shooketh. You're one guy I would not. Although having said that, you are a super good guy. Like, you are one person who I've met who's incredibly mature and also just open. You know, so I shouldn't have been surprised, and I'm the problem.
You are the problem.
No. And on a very serious note, you are an uber good guy, and you are like super open to everybody. You're like we work with somebody else here at Cliff Central called Dori von Logrenberg. I think you have very similar personality types of just being open to people, and you know, so that was on me.
It is. It is.
And the polarity is you're a good person, I am not.
Look, you got to be the change you want to see in the world.
Oh, Mahatma Gandhi. Although he's getting exposed for some stuff, but I don't want to get into that. None of our heroes are perfect. But
one last thing before we dive probably very deep into sport.
As Roger would say from Family Guy, dive on in.
There you go. Yeah.
Or American Dad. Sorry.
So I've been thinking.
Yes.
Over the past couple of weeks.
That is dangerous.
It is. It's a bad move. Right.
Let's hear it.
So you only drink single origin coffee, right?
You better believe it.
Right. You eat all super healthily on organic and 8% body fat and stuff, right?
You know, the healthy bio depends what your measuring stick is.
You hate norms in society. Like, why must we have a birthday? Why must we go to a funeral? It doesn't make sense. Like, why must you give me a birthday present for another year that I'm alive? Right? So you hate societal norms. You, sir, are a hipster. You're a hipster, dude. Do you know that? You're actually you're super pedantic about your coffee. Okay. It can't be Wild Bean. It can't be any other brand. It has to be single origin, grown in the mountain region of Kenya.
I got Ugandan right now, but I get the point.
You know, and it's only picked by Kenyans who wear black shoes and not purple shoes, because that contributes to the healthiness of the soil, which contributes to the overall aroma and notes that you get within your coffee.
It's called fair farming, and it's from farm to roast.
There you go.
Yep.
You're a hipster, dude.
Hipster, huh?
You are a hipster.
Maybe. Do hipsters have standards?
Yeah, they can.
Okay, maybe. I mean, I feel pretty solid in who I am. So if I'm going to be labeled a hipster, that's awesome. If being what I am is a hipster, maybe I should get a fake man bun.
Yes.
Because I can't grow long hair.
Yes.
Fake man bun.
Yes.
A clip-on, like the sumo guys. A clip-on man bun. James, I got to do it now. Here's the thing now, though. Where do you get the best ones? Do I get a Brazilian hair one? Because I know some of my...
no, that's a wax.
Different. Both hair-related, but different hemispheres. So, yes, quite right. It's the Brazilians have sort of monopolized their sort of hair treatment market down south and up north.
Yeah,
because
sure.
you want the best wig.
Sure.
Brazilian. Down low. Hey, Michelle, what are you here for?
No. Let's not use Michelle.
Okay.
Let's not do that.
All right, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to go there.
Let's use Lindsay.
I know it's too late. I can't go there anymore. But I think you know where I was going there.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. That was almost one of the most horrifying things I've ever experienced.
Hey, the Oedipus complex is real.
No. We're moving on.
We are moving on.
We either jump into an intermission or we do sports now.
We're moving on to
That's
sports.
the time we've
Awesome,
achieved.
good chat. All right, let us know. OnlyFans, a real thing. Do men? James's balls are in the air. Is one thing I've discovered. That'll be a sweet handle on like the OnlyFans where men advertise their ghoulies.
Balls in the air, huh?
My balls are in the air.
And
Don't worry about it. I'll do the PR.
I don't want to give people the images, so
Yeah, and also you're a good Christian boyfriend. You'd never do it.
Exactly.
We're just saying, hypothetically speaking, if you were to ever.
maybe I'm on the trampoline like stark naked.
You could be jumping Jimbo. All right, give me some music, James. Let's take an intermission. On the other side, we'll talk a little Spain. We'll talk a little bit about is it coming home tonight, and we'll finish off with a little bit of social media with James. If you want to get the podcast, please feel free to go to cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Remember, if you are with us on YouTube, please remember to like, share, subscribe. So if you are with us on YouTube, click like on the video. And if you haven't subscribed and you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and obviously hit the bell because those reminders will obviously come into your consciousness stream. And we got to find a way to market to you so that you can watch our channel so it can grow, so that our egos can grow, and James can maybe make enough money to start his own channel as Jumping Jimbo on OnlyFans. Really, really looking forward to that one. My name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. Coming up on the other side, we'll talk about Spain and events that transpired last night against Italy. The MKT Show. See you in a bit. the MKT Show. I'm that person who is MKT. And this is that show. So it works. It feeds into itself. Like a megalomaniac ego. You know? That's what the name was designed for. So I could wake up being MKT, go to work, and still be MKT. It's MKT 24/7 in HD all the time. And it feels good. It feels really, really good. All right, let's get into some sport. Sports show after all. Spain lost last night. James, your feelings are hurt?
Everything hurts so much.
Oh, you did a Joe Biden there. You seen some of the Joe Biden stuff?
No.
With him whispering?
Oh.
Yeah, if you know, you know. You got to go look it up. It's
Everything hurts so much.
there it is. You and Joe Biden. That's awesome. Got so much in common with the American president. James, how are you doing, Paul? I mean, I feel like people do care. People in my personal life who listen to the show message me and they ask me, what's James like? Before I jump into the Spain story, let me ask you, how are you doing? What's going on, pal? It's been a while since sort of caught up.
What, we've done like a check-in thing?
Yeah, how you doing? How you been? What's news?
You know, just chilling. I don't know. Don't have an awful lot going on in terms of the social life because Cyril's closed Gauteng. Yeah, I really don't have that much news. I'm vibing.
How's the family? How your brother's doing? Your brother lives in Vietnam. How's he holding up?
Oh, my stepdad got his vaccine yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that's news.
Yeah, that's news.
Well, that's good news for him, but it's not actually that's an awesome man because as a chef, he's making other people happy all the time. How happy are the other people that even if he has COVID, really, he could come to work because ideally the vaccine, by the way, a vaccine, not a cure. We need to get those messages out there. What it'll do is reduce the effects of COVID on your body. Hopefully, if the vaccine is, virus is just mutated at an insane rate. But anyway, hopefully he can just cook every day. And you see how I've turned it around there. You probably thought, I'm probably going to be on his side and make it a Christian Eriksen love story. Nope. It's like good because now you can cook for people. There are so few great chefs in the world. That's awesome. I'm happy for the people of the place that he lives in at the beautiful restaurant. So I hope are they ordering takeaways from down there, or is that restaurant open?
So they can only do takeaways at the moment.
Hey, well, let's give them a plug. Or what's the restaurant called?
Should I address the camera?
Oh my goodness, we can just talk about it.
Hey, if you're ever in Jeffreys Bay, head over to Die Valskipper. It's on the other side of the Marina Martinique. Shout out Michelle and Sean Rickson. Tell them James sent you. They'll know who you're talking about because I am dope. One of the best. Like and subscribe. I hate myself. That was terrible.
That was awful.
That was horrible.
You made it all about yourself. We were supposed to talk about the restaurant. How many companies would love that plug on Cliff Central, and now you've just wasted the plug for the restaurant on yourself? What a waste! Like people pay for this airtime that you were given for your own family's restaurant. And again, how many times am I going to say it? Do I have to say it again, James, about how you feel about your mom's happiness? Because you had a chance there to.
No.
Okay.
I'm drawing the line in the sand.
You had a chance there to punt something which her and her husband have worked on. And what did you do? You made it about yourself.
The restaurant is located on...
It's too late now. It's way too late now. You've made it all about yourself.
But this is the best part about the plug.
And people have seen who you are now. And now that restaurant... Because there may have been somebody listening who isn't J-Bay now. And maybe they really like you, James, and they're a fan of you. Good organic advertising. But now he made it all about you. And now he or she may be listening and go, no, I'm not going to that place. James is so selfish. I'm not going to listen to him. Unbelievable.
The restaurant is on the beach. There you go.
Unbelievable. Anyway, but otherwise, besides sort of trying to close your family business down, what else is happening in your life?
Because
you've been looking good. I mean, you've been pretty sprightly at work. I don't know if it's smoking. You seem pretty good.
I just feel like after how long have we been here now? Like 4 or 5 months. That leaf blower is very loud.
It's okay.
I can hear it in my ears.
So you just can't focus on anything, hey, James? Like, as soon as something, that is one thing about James, is he will respond to any stimulus immediately. Like, in the office, he's one of those people, like, what I need to do for James, do you know how those cruel people put dogs on chains? But you really need that for your desk.
Look,
but, like, not around your neck. I mean, I'm not I'm not the Gestapo, but I'd probably just put it around, like, your ankle.
I only said it in case people can hear a humming noise. It's a leaf blower outside.
But we've moved past that. It's just you are very responsive to anything that happens around you. I've noticed that about you. Is if it happens, James will respond to it, no matter what he's doing. Yeah, like a dog with a tennis ball.
Like the dog from Up. What does he say in Up?
I don't know. Is that an animated film? I feel like that's animated.
Yes, it is.
Okay, no, I haven't.
But there's a dog that like he just changes focus.
Oh, really?
And then he like looks in a certain direction. I forgot what he says though.
I haven't seen Up.
But he's just like,
is it good? Up.
It's one of the highly rated movies. One of the more higher rated animations that I've seen. The higher.
No, I see you Up. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you've done such good work before that to give you any credit for that. But okay, so animated films, big for you, James.
I like animated films.
You haven't really told us how you're doing.
Oh,
besides obviously trying to close your family business, how are you doing? What's happening? The smoking thing, obviously that's cool. You've been sprightly at work. How are your brothers doing? How's your family doing? Everyone all good?
Good. Everyone's good.
My friend said I must ask you about your anxiety because she's got anxiety as well. She said, how are you coping with that?
It has its moments where my palms just get really sweaty. And I'm like, oh, I've got that thing coming up. But there's nothing coming up.
Like Eminem?
What? No, my knees aren't weak and there's no mom's spaghetti.
Oh, okay, because his palms do get sweaty. Okay, so different to Eminem.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the story? Like, so is that just a natural thing for you? Because she's got... I don't know what anxiety is. I also don't want to be funny about it because I don't understand it. But she tells me she has anxiety, and you've spoken about it, and she said I must ask you about it. I thought, well, what better place than a public platform?
Right. I don't know what triggers it. I just when I'm anxious, there's a lot of like fidgeting. My hands are kind of sweaty. Not right now. Just when I get anxious.
Yeah.
And then there's like this.
Must carry sanitizer.
I should.
Yeah.
What's called is like butterflies in my stomach.
Yeah. You just get kind of
And then like my heart's racing. So it's like this combination of different things that are going on.
And does that strike at any moment? Like you could be at home eating like a apple crumble, and then it just comes on. Or is it like if you had a fallout with your loved one and you're in lockdown and you haven't seen people for 3 weeks kind of thing?
So I am very okay with being in my own space.
Okay.
So lockdown hasn't really affected me an awful amount.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's starting to a little bit now that we've gone back to like a level 4. Like it's now I find myself getting frustrated at the fact that like I can't go see my girlfriend, or like if I wanted to on a long weekend get on a plane and fly and see my parents, like I can't do that because Gauteng's closed. So I think it's getting to a point where lockdown's becoming irritating, but lockdown hasn't caused much anxiety for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's more situational, and then also sometimes like completely random. And it won't be like a full-on anxiety attack. I'll just feel anxious.
Have you had an anxiety attack before? Like at school or?
In the last sort of year and a half, 2 years, I've had 2.
So what happens in an anxiety attack?
It can range.
So, okay, give me the last one. Where were you?
It wasn't too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's so like what happens is for me, it starts like normal anxiety like my normal anxiety symptoms,
Okay.
and then like it will sort of escalate, and I'll actually like be able to feel my heart racing.
Yeah.
And like the intensity of the butterflies will like intensify.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like a little bit short of breath, not like hyperventilating, but just like almost like you can feel the walls closing in.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's
So do you feel like your chest tightening?
Yeah.
Or? Really?
yeah, but not to the point where I'm like, oh, I need like an asthma pump or like I need oxygen. Like it's just not as easy to breathe as it usually is.
Yeah. And so what? So give me an example. Your last one. Where were you? Can you remember it?
I almost had one during the beard show. the dreaded,
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because so the reason why on that show was because like I was also a little bit tired last week, and then also with the whole beard thing, like there was just a lot of, like I've said it before, like a lot was happening. Like
Yeah.
the aircon wasn't on, so it was already kind of starting to get stuffy,
Mm.
and like the comments were happening, and like it's not what the comments were saying. Like I wasn't affected by what people were saying. It was more the fact that it was all happening at once. And it was like this, like I felt my hands starting to shake, and I was like, it's not going to happen. We're fine. We're on a show. It's not going to happen live. We're okay. And then like I managed to sort of just push through it. So that was probably the most recent
Oh wow.
one.
So, geez, so who knew bullying could induce anxiety?
Oh,
Who knew?
who knew? Maybe clinical psychology.
Or anyone who's actually been alive.
You know.
Bullying. Yeah. Anyone who's above the age of 15 might actually realize that if you bully people, they could get anxious.
Yeah, but like I don't want to sound like I can't sort of take an intense debate or anything. It was just like that situation. It was a lot. Like I knew we were live. Everything was happening in front of people.
Yeah.
It was all happening at once.
Yeah.
I had to focus on whether the stream was still working. Like there was this whole back and forth that was happening. Like it was all just
Yeah, your mom jumped in there as well.
Yeah.
She didn't help by slightly bullying you as well, saying,
like, oh come on,
a
Mom."
gentleman. Yeah, she was basically saying you don't look gentlemanly. So that probably didn't help. Like, oh my goodness, I've known you literally since the first moment I was alive.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for that.
thanks for the first 9 months, but cheapest.
Yeah.
Because she didn't hold back either. She's like, no, a gentleman would shave. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
She was like, no, I agree with him. And you know what made it worse is at first I thought she was agreeing with me. I
Yeah.
thought she was jumping in to save me.
No, she was.
She was like, you know what? I agree with MKT. And I was like, cool.
on top of the pylon.
Cool,
Yeah. The
cool,
one
cool,
person
cool,
you
cool,
think
cool.
is going to protect you. She's on top. You know when a pylon gets too much. I don't know if did you ever have? You went to boys' school. Pylons are real. So, but you thought, oh, okay, here's the headmaster coming to pull everyone off. No. She's actually taken a cinder block and put it on top of the pylon that's already on top of you. No, but James, that's really interesting for me to hear because again, with my, might as well get into it. With lockdown, I've really realized that I can't believe I'm the same species as other people because I've not had one moment of anxiety throughout the entire. Also, let's be fair, I am an individualist, so my life hasn't changed. You know, I exercise on my own.
Yeah.
I've always eaten well. I keep a very close. I'm super fortunate to have been brought up in a home where we were from very young. If we were anxious, we were made to talk about it. You couldn't just throw a temper tantrum and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
So keeping an eye on, as James knows only too well, what psychoanalysts might call, and spiritual woo crystal people it's called the weather of your consciousness.
It is called that, yes.
Yeah, as you know only too well.
Yes.
But I was raised in a home, and I realize as I get older, you know, is to have that sort of doting affection of, hey, not only what's wrong, is why are you responding like that? Why did you even have that behavior? From to me, it was always so natural from 6 or 7 because my mom put it into me, you know. She's like, okay, that's cool. You're throwing a temper tantrum. What led up to that? What's been happening? What happened in your day? Like, and my mom's not the type of person to let it go. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So what it bred in me is I always keep an eye on my mental health normally. It's for me, it's not like I need to go and meditate. If let's just say in a very serious sense, like pretty much every day, whether I like it or not, if I had a fallout with you at work or I was particularly mean to you at work, or I said something.
Yeah.
It's like, why did I say that? Like that you know, there's a banter line, and I think I constantly push it, but there is a line where to whoever it is, to me naturally, I will in my day and maybe other people do. So I'm very rarely anxious because I'm very hard. I like to think I'm hard on myself.
Yeah.
And I've never been anxious in my whole life. So it's a very interesting thing to me to hear. But quickly to move on is, do you ever get anxious if too much like good stimulus is happening? So like that one was, you were under a little bit of pressure and a little bit of negativity, you know, and that's, I can see that as anxiety inducing. But what if you're like at a awesome concert and 4 or 5 of your friends are around and the music's really loud? You know what I mean? Now you've had a couple of drinks or whatever. Do you ever get anxious when it's an overstimulus in a positive sense, in inverted commas? Or is it only when it feels like the world is demanding things of you and you're not uncomfortable? Or you're not comfortable? Does my question make sense?
Yeah. So, like, when I used to... I'm going to sound older than I really am.
Yeah.
When I, like... So I don't go clubbing much anymore. Even if COVID wasn't a thing, I wouldn't go. Like, this Friday, it wouldn't be the top of the thing on my list.
Got you.
But, like, going to the clubs or... I think it was more so clubs than anything else. If it was a bar, it was fine. If it's like a restaurant, like, that's fine. But like clubs and sort of like party environments, almost. I don't know if it's nervousness or anxiety, but like I find myself feeling either one of those two when I'm like on my way to a club or whatever it is. Like I went to Ultra in 2015.
Okay.
In Nazareth, and so that's like the big party vibe, and they invited all the international DJs and stuff like that, and I went to that with my brother, and on the way there, like I was kind of nervous, but again, I didn't know if it was like nervousness or anxiety. So I think in environments where I know I can't control much, that makes me kind of anxious. Like I know if I'm at a restaurant, and for argument's sake, if I don't know, it's hard to give examples, but like you can control a lot of situations that happen within a restaurant or at a bar.
I'm with you.
But at a club, you can't really, because there's so many sort of factors.
Yeah,
like
there's douchebags, there's steroids, there's drugs, there's drunk, there's
exactly
gold diggers, there's
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I think environments where I can't really control a lot of the outcomes makes me anxious, which is weird because I'm also a guy that's like, as a lot of people know, I'm also that guy that's like, tomorrow's another day. Like, there's bigger problems in the world. Like, I'm also that guy. So it's like this weird conflict.
Sure.
I don't always have to be in control, but if I subconsciously know that I can control a situation, then I think that kind of...
And would you say, do you know some of the things that do calm you down? Like I know for people, being around family calms them down. A phone call from a loved one, and this is why people keep blankets into their 50s, 60s, right? Like a blankie. It sounds silly, but there are certain things. A bunny, you'll go to, I don't know if you've ever been to somebody's house, and my particular friend I'm talking to you about still has a bunny. I'm not being funny. Now that I think about it, I think I may have bought her the bunny. I don't know whether that's true or not. She still has it, and she might have got it at 6 or 7. She's 35 now.
She's like...
Yeah, but it's her, like, safety place. And she is, when I say doing well, James, killing it, right? I've told you about her. She was pretty unkind about your grammar. But she's still got that. And for her, in that anxiety sitch, because I know her.
Yeah.
But I've asked her, the hell are you doing? Now that I've just thought about it, I think I did buy her the bunny. Anyway, whatever. But that comforts her when she gets whatever that situation is. So it's a very real thing. We can't control who we are, and genetics extremely extremely complex. So do you kind of know the things that do you know the things that bring you anxiety and calm the anxiety? Because that's quite, I'd say that's quite important. But I don't know, because I've never, for a second in my life, thought about anxiety, because I've never been anxious.
So in terms of what spurs it on,
and by the way, that's not to say I'm better. I'm just telling you what it is.
Yeah. So in terms of what spurs it on, growing up in
your stepdad, he supports Tottenham. Spurs it on.
Hate everything.
All right.
It's not okay.
Yeah, what spurs it on?
Not okay. I don't think I've worked out fully sort of everything that spurs it on, because like I grew up in a house of 5 and like a lot sort of goes on. And then it's like I'm at school, and then it's just sort of a lot going on.
Cousins' birthdays and blah blah blah. And,
moving out and sort of living alone over the last 2.5 years, I think. I've learned a lot more about myself because I've had a lot more time alone.
Yes.
Which I enjoy. Like I genuinely enjoy, like in the evenings when I have no plans. I'm honestly okay with it. Like, if I have no plans and I can watch TV or, like have a 3-hour-long shower and then make food at like 10 o'clock at night, like I'm fine with that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna have a 3-hour-long shower because the
of
whales
water.
are dying and the caps are melting. But I get although maybe the cap's melting, you can have a 3-hour shower. Got more water.
There you go. In terms of controlling it,
I mean, the polar bears are. Obviously with the ice caps melting, it's bad for them.
It is bad for them. It's not good.
Yeah, because it's their hunting ground, right? It's no caps. All the seals essentially, because the polar bears need the seals to be where on the ice. I want to smack you in the face with my paw.
No
massive
cap.
paws.
No cap.
No cap. Yeah, listen, polar bears. They are.
See what I did there?
I do see what you did there.
No cap.
No cap works there as well. Yeah. No, that works. What's a polar bear's biggest problem?
No
it's
cap.
And he rolls. I'm about to roll up on the seal. No cap.
In terms of like controlling it,
polar bears are see-through. By the way, a lot of people think they're white. Yeah, they are not. They are translucent. This show will teach you stuff. A lot of people think polar bears, they're white. Polar bears are actually the first translucent to what you see on television, and often what you see is the reflection from the snow on their translucent fur. But anyway, carry on, James. Take that as a fact.
I'm Googling it.
Yeah. You see, this is you being distracted by stimulus again.
What? That's wild.
Oh, so
dude.
you didn't know that, huh?
That is so wild.
Yeah, a lot of people think. I always hear, and also, I'm not a good teacher because I can be a bit of a douchebag, but this is what I do with my spare time. I love to read. I love nature more than anything else. And like, I love this kind of stuff.
That's why they soak up the color of their environment so much.
Indeed. So if you see actually a polar bear in a zoo will be very different looking to a polar bear. Yes. Yeah, they're translucent. But anyway, it doesn't matter. That was just a fun fact for the day.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
So let's not get distracted by that. But that's a fun fact for everyone, right?
Dealing with it, right? So, music, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I play Xbox, not only because like it's something I enjoy doing, but whenever I play Xbox, it's always either with like my brother or
the brethrens.
Yeah, my friends and stuff like that. So like that's also a good time for me to like sort of hang out with friends, and like we talk about work and we talk about stupid things.
Yeah.
So it's a way for me to unwind and also just distance myself from either work things or sort of other personal things or whatever it may be.
Yep.
It's just like it's a very easy way to like turn my Xbox on and then start playing FIFA or whatever it is.
I got you. Hey, dude, I do have some sports stuff to talk about, but I think it's an interesting topic because I've been thinking about it a lot, is that for a lot of dudes, just like where I live, it's not something you can really say. It's a bit of and I don't know how ladies feel about, and maybe we're different generations, because I don't know how your generation thinks, but I just know my generation is, if you even talk about this kind of stuff, and it's been on my mind for a while, because again, I'm not a natural empath, but as this lockdown is unraveling people I know, it's to say that these things are out there, and it's difficult because this kind of conversation, if you have it as a guy, people see you as soft.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I would be one of those people, but like we got to evolve, you know. And I'm trying, and I probably won't for a while, because it's very easy for me to say, oh, I've had this conversation with James, but no, the programming is deep in me, and I often just care about self-preservation anyway. But I think it's an important conversation to have on public platforms, because there may or may not be, but somebody may hear this and go, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. I also have that. And it's, hey, whatever, you know, this is not, if you like it and it's useful to you, I think it's a really useful thing you've just done and spoken about, is that there may be people, especially in lockdown, feeling lonely and feeling anxious and thinking, I'm just speaking as a guy. Maybe they think, oh, I'm so soft when they get anxious or whatever it may be, but it's a part of our lives. And
Yeah.
I'm learning this, by the way. It is, I know it sounds crazy, or it may to you, but it is not in my sort of reality. It's not at all. I've never thought about it until especially these last 6 months. So interesting stuff there, James. Interesting stuff, dude. And I hope as you grow, I mean, you're in your 20s, you're forming a persona, that you find the coping methods. I guess that's what it's about, right? We all have our thing. We all have our coping mechanisms, and whatever they may be, you know. So shout out to you, dude. Shout out to you for trying to be functional whilst, like, you can't turn that off.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It is, that's always on. That's like that river that's running underneath. That water's always running. It just needs to find a hole, and it's going to, you know, a hole in the crust. It's going to come to the surface. And unfortunately, you're not always in control.
Yeah, and I mean,
you know what I mean?
Like, I'm probably on the sort of milder side of things. There's probably people out there that have like anxiety for 90% of their days.
Oh.
And like this lockdown has just made things worse, because then it turns into like social anxiety, and obviously like there's different forms of anxiety that you can have, and that spurs on sometimes like depression. And so yeah, I think I'm definitely more on the sort of mild side of things.
I think it's also good for your family to know that you are conscious of it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, no one will know you better than your old lady and your stepdad. Is that, again, I think we were speaking about it a while ago, is you were just saying she's got bigger problems, but you know, your parents would know this about you. That will concern them. Like when they moved away, obviously it was because you're the worst off cons person in the world.
True.
We know
That is
that.
true. Yeah.
That's one thing. And two things can be true. But the other thing is, I don't know if you spoke about it, and I don't know if you'd be willing to tell us, and you don't have to, is I'm pretty sure that's on their mind, is like, what's he going to be like on his own? Because we know what he's like. You must remember, they watched you every day from 5 to 15, and they see, like, our parents, dude, my mom says stuff to me now that I never thought she saw. And I thought, yeah, got away with it. Or just, nobody knows that about me.
My mom also does that every now and then. Not often, but and I'm like,
no, they're always
what?
watching. And nobody knows you better than, like, especially a mom, because that, you know, and they'll say stuff, and it's like, how do you know that about me? Nobody knows that. But she'll know that, right? And I think it's awesome for them to hear, or it may not be. I don't, you know, I don't know. Maybe she's out on the beach not listening at all, James, and I know you hate that. The thought of that, she's on the beach. But she may hear that, and it's a good thing that you're aware of it, dude. We can't get better at things we're not aware of, right? And it's good. It's good. And I mean, it's good. You've got a loved one, and you're aware of it. You've got a good social base. So a luta continua, as they say, you know? Vittoria è certa is what you...
Carpe diem.
No.
And stuff.
Yeah,
No?
why not?
Wrong track?
You've mixed... Yeah, I mean, Latin, why not? Yeah.
What were you doing there? French?
Nah, a little Latin as well. But yeah, you've mixed a different one. But yeah, it is what it is, dude. And yeah, keep fighting the good fight, I guess. And if anyone's listening, and that does matter to you, cool. If it doesn't, then don't listen to today's podcast, quite frankly. I mean, people say, hey, this is a sports podcast, but there's real life happening out there, people.
If any of this helped you, I'm really glad. If you're just sitting there and thinking, when are these meatheads going to speak about sport? I apologize.
Oh, listen, also, you don't have to listen to the show.
That's true.
Like a lot of people are all about get everyone to listen. I'm not. If you don't like the show, don't listen to it.
Like gratification vibes, or
no, just like they'll do everything to pander for people to listen. I'm big on if you don't like the show, don't listen. Quite frankly,
share, subscribe.
Yeah, but I mean, still like, share, subscribe before you go, and block the channel and block me on social media, obviously, because I'm in business and I literally this show, and I pay for it. By the way, it's a digital business. I do need you to click like on YouTube if you're still with us. Subscribe to the podcast, whatever platform you're on. Please subscribe and leave us a rating if you're on Apple Podcasts. But also, if you don't like the show, don't listen. But definitely subscribe and like, share, and subscribe as well.
And maybe leave a comment.
On Apple Podcasts, right?
Well, that and on the YouTube videos. Our latest comment comes from yesterday's podcast. It says Sigmund Freud loved cocaine.
True. Very well. These are some of the facts I was gonna tell you. Very, very true. Well known. And
one of our other comments.
Who's that from, by the way?
That is from Simon Karanja.
All right, Simon Don Karanga, a psychologist himself, Kenyan brother of mine. We went to university together, an absolute stellar gent, highly educated parents, highly educated man himself, one of the most well-read human beings I've ever met in my life, and a real thinker, a thinker's thinker, far smarter than me, hey, James, you want to talk about cerebral? Simon Don Karanja, yeah.
My boy.
Yeah.
Tabo.
And superb human, by the way. Just a superb human.
It's good.
Okay, yeah.
Tabo says, Hela Jimbo. I think that means, hey, James.
Yeah.
Confederations Cup was cancelled by FIFA. There's no Confederations Cup anymore.
Yeah, cut down on more stuff. Hey, FIFA, you did that for us. Maybe cancel the Conference League before it starts as well.
Yeah.
Like we don't need more football.
Yeah. Just stop it all. Please.
Stop all of it. All right. Good stuff, Jimbo. That was real life talk. Now we're going to do a little bit of sports talk. Spain are in pain, which is what James said just now. Kind of like that.
It's Spain without the S, boys.
That's it. Pain. Before the tournament, Spain was under recovery, winning all of this. Listen, before I get into it, let me give you this one. You never actually recover from a great relationship, and I know this from my own personal life. And when I say great, it's an overused word. Great is very, very overused. But you never actually recover from a great relationship in your life. And if you've been in one, you'll know what I'm talking about. You could be happily married now with 3 kids. You could be living, as the young kids say, your best life. You never actually recover from a great relationship where the other person was just solid and you let the team down and for whatever reason it didn't work out. I can tell you from personal experience, you never recover from a great relationship. You know why? Because great is impossible to find. If you have great once, hold on to it. Especially dudes are knuckleheads. I can only speak for men. Men are idiots. Because they always think it's greener on the other side. They always do. The next girl's always more beautiful. But when you got great and reliable and a grown-up and emotionally stable, you know, guys call her boring, and it's a great relationship and she makes you better, but you want to move on. But you never recover from a great relationship. Because you know why? Is when you're in a great relationship, people get comfortable, and very rarely whilst you're in something great, do people reinvent themselves. And it's what made Sir Alex Ferguson so great, is that while they were winning, he was reinventing, he was signing, he was changing, he was getting better while they were winning. He wasn't waiting for things to be a disaster before he flexed, changed, and kept his head on a swivel. And most of us in life, when we do this, we get comfortable and we don't evolve, which is why the great woman leaves you. Because you don't grow. You think she'll never leave me. I'm the greatest man in the world. Because if she's with me, I'm the greatest human ever. Always evolve when things are going well. Don't wait for things to be a disaster. Great is rare. Beautiful and talented is everywhere. Great is impossible to find. Evolve while you got great. Spain forgot to do that. Spain had genuinely great. Spoke about it on the show yesterday, Paulo Diaz and I said, in my lifetime, and I'm old, I'm 35 now. My best years are done. I am old. I'm a rickety old man. I am useless to most people. I am old. I've seen football in the modern day. There's only been 2 golden generations. Stop telling me about England and Belgium and whoever else you want to name. There's only been France from 97 until 2002, and Spain from 2007 to 2013. That is the golden generations we've had. Everybody else is just playing football and is vibes in international football. Listen to this. Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta, Casillas, Ramos, Juan Mata, Fernando Torres, Xabi Alonso, Cesc Fabregas. You know what was awesome about them is if we were just going on their footballing talent, right, they'd just be good. That generation would just be good. But those are grown men. Those are grown men leaders. Cesc Fabregas was the leader of Arsenal at the age of 16. Juan Mata was the leader of Valencia at the age of 19. He was a leader at Valencia. And that included David Silva in that team with Ruben Baraja as the captain. But it's well reported. By the way, Juan Mata, what does he have? He's got that organization where he's getting footballers to give, I believe, 1% of their earnings around the world to charities. Now, whether you agree with charity or not, that's your own problem. Go and have your own philosophical conversations. I'm not big on agreeing with charities, but that's a whole different conversation for another time. But Juan Mata's showing you what? Leadership on another level. Generational talent? Yes, that's one part. That's awesome. But he's starting an organization that's bigger than himself to take 1% of earnings from gajillionaires to help other people. Leadership. Juan Mata doesn't have to do a thing. Marcus Rashford doesn't have to do the feeding schemes. They don't have to care about that. But when it's in you and you're a grown man like that, that's great. That's not good. That's great. If it was just about their footballing talent, trust me, Spain have had equal talent in the years preceding that, and other teams have, and England had, and Belgium had. But they don't have any grown men. Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta, Casillas, Ramos, Mata, Torres, Xabi Alonso, Fabregas, men. First and foremost, the talent's great. Men. Spain didn't reinvent themselves. They thought it's going to last forever. Because I keep telling people this. The problem for that model was it was just Barcelona and Real Madrid are doing well. Who cares about the rest? Where Germany have got it right is that we're going to get the whole league functional. The whole league is functional. Bayern Munich, yes, for one, but the rest of the league, the Bundesliga, is organized in a magnificent manner. Look at how they run Dortmund. The ecosystem is brilliant. And ultimately, the football pyramid that the DFB has built, everything is shaped around the Mannschaft. Everything. Go and look at the model that Germany started. Everybody in the Bundesliga must play a formation that Germany will play. That is dictated by Joachim Löw, and that goes throughout the league. We don't care if you're Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti. If you come to this league, you are playing 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. Don't believe me? Go and Google it. Where's Germany? Always in the mix. Always the best talent around the world. Always. Spain now are an embarrassment because it was built around Real Madrid and Barcelona and those great. And they didn't evolve then. That's when you should be evolving, when you're great. Spain forgot, as most of us do. Listen, Germany and France have systems. Just look around. Look around at the leagues. Where are the best players from? En masse. France and Germany. Folks, systems are always going to put you in the mix. You won't always win with systems, but what systems guarantee is you almost will never lose. You almost will never lose. Everybody said Mesut Ozil's going. Don't worry about it. Goretzka's here. Kimmich is here. Havertz is here. Timo Werner is here. Everybody says it's over for Germany. There is a production factory like nothing else. Julian Draxler is still only 27, 28. But he's already. Gnabry's here. Sane's here. It's all happening already. The system's great. Who's here with Spain? Nobody. It's over. And the problem for Spain now is the Luis Enrique thing's getting ugly. They've got no leadership. Stop telling me about talent. Where's the leadership? These aren't grown men. Last night, Italy won. Okay, the penalties is a lottery. There's no leadership. You saw a bunch of... Really, Italy's too old to be beating Spain yesterday. They're too old. That Italy team's tired at the back. They're tired. Stop giving me about the class and romanticizing it. A proper... Imagine that team against Spain's 2012 team. 2018. 2018. 2010 team. Against a proper team. Chiellini and Bonucci last night get embarrassed. And it's Spain's fault. I don't know what they're doing with Luis Enrique. Stop telling me they're in a recovery. It's time to let Enrique go. And I thought when he didn't pick any Real Madrid players, it's honestly, it's petty. It's petty and it's embarrassing. And Spain are doomed because they've got no system, because Barcelona are in absolute retrograde, right? €1 billion in debt, and they can't even register players. Now they'll fix that, but it's embarrassing. They've run it like a spaza shop. If you don't know what that is, go and Google that. For a decade now, it's embarrassing. Real Madrid have collapsed, and that's embarrassing. And you know what happened? Those two collapse, everything collapses. If Bayern Munich collapses, Leroy Sané and Gnabry didn't even make the field for the final game of Joachim Löw's tenure. They don't care. We got Dortmund, we got Mönchengladbach, we got a league, we got a system that's producing the world's best players. And you saw the under-21 tournament. If you haven't seen it, go and watch the Euros against the Netherlands. Go and see Germany's goal. Those are 20-year-olds producing a goal in the first, I think, 30 seconds that you will never see in your life anywhere around the world at the highest level. And they're the next generation. And France are producing Kylian Mbappe and Kingsley Coman. And they're coming again. Clairefontaine produces players every single year. Spain hope Real Madrid and Barcelona are good. And Barcelona was unstoppable for 6 years. And so was Spain. Never again. They're doomed. Germany and France will dominate for the next 8 to 12 years again, because the next generation is here for Germany. You see Kimmich. Goretzka will lead this generation, but you see it. You see what you see. You see Huijsen. You see them. You see Gnabry. You see Sané. You see Havertz. He's already Chelsea's leader. You can see what's coming. Rudiger will lead this next generation. Manuel Neuer, I believe, as I've said before, is actually made in a German factory. So he'll probably play for another 40 to 50 years. Although, according to the Formula One lady, Neuer is under serious pressure from Timo Werner for the goalkeeper position. But different conversation. Folks, the Spain thing, let it go. You've romanticized things. And if you are in business and in life, when things are going well, that is the time to review things. Don't wait for things to be a disaster. Spain made that classic mistake, and now it is a shambles. Get rid of Luis Enrique. He's petty, and it's embarrassing. Stop telling me about Pedri being the big wunderkind of all tournaments. Listen, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Pedri's just above mediocre. Of course, in that Spain team, he looks like Leo Messi. The rest of them are tosh. Olmo is not ready. Oyarzábal's not ready. Morata is Morata. Sorry, you can't have Villarreal's striker as your best striker. They're the 7th best team in Spain. That's not a plan. Not when Harry Kane is followed up by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Not when Kai Havertz and Goretzka are the backup for one another. Not when Kimmich is on the right. Sané can't even get on the field. Gnabry can't get on the field. Kingsley Coman can't get on the field. Right? I'm telling you things that are happening. Luca Digne is not even on the field for France. I'm talking about France's next generation for the next 8 years. These are real people that are playing right now. You think Spain's going to compete with that? Stop. Varane's not going anywhere. Lloris, don't love him, but he's a leader. He's not going anywhere. They're unstoppable of France. They're unstoppable of Germany. And Spain are doomed. It's all over. I'm sorry. Enrique is dead food. He should have been gone. I don't know if they should have let him back. He had the trauma of his family, but ultimately, he's not. He ain't it. And Spain not done, I'm afraid. Jimbo, that probably makes you a little emotional. You like Spain.
Emotional is an understatement.
It's all over, dude.
Everything hurts.
You can't not have Isco in that moment to try and rely on. Asensio. Like, I like give the young players a chance, but you can't have Pedri as your main guy. You just cannot. And he's Spain's player of the tournament. It shouldn't happen, dude. It won't happen to Germany or France that, as much as people think Mbappe was the main player, he was not at the previous tournament. It was Matuidi and it was Griezmann. You know what I mean? You can't have it on an 18, 19-year-old's shoulders. It shouldn't happen. unless that 19-year-old is Brazilian Ronaldo.
So, can I tell you what signified to me that this Spanish squad is doomed? Is two of the most talented players at this tournament, Pedri, and this is a Spanish squad, right? With, like you said, you've had golden generations of Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. He's still there, but David Villa, Fernando Torres, like these incredible players, right? The greatest players at this tournament for Spain was 23-year-old Dani Olmo.
He was good last night.
He was very good. And Pedri. That says a lot for the Spanish squad, dude. Like, you can get away with that kind of if you're maybe the Swedish squad or something like that. But the Spanish squad, like world champion, 2-time Euro winning. Oh, no, it's not 2, it's 4. Is it 4? 4-time Euro winning squad. And your best players are a 23-year-old and how old's Pedri? Like
18.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't happen but you know what happens when you just vibes and it's just Real Madrid and Barcelona? Because I've always said that the business model in Spain was never good. It's just that Barcelona happened to strike gold at the right time. It was just one era of Barcelona, and then Real Madrid's probably greatest era of all time. Let's face it.
Yeah.
So you strike that, right? At the same time, it may never happen again. That was the business model. It wasn't like, what's the league doing? How's every club? Is every club maintained? Are we all trying to make Spain good? Because that's what Germany do. I'm not talking about assumption. That you can go and read about what I keep saying 20 years ago. I think it was it after maybe 2002 when they lost? Yeah, so it was around then, yeah. And Germany said, no, niche, as they say. No more. Everybody plays a certain way. The Mannschaft, the main thing, is everybody must be dictated to make Germany good. It's not about Mourinho coming and playing his style. You come to Germany, by the way, and this is the real thing, is you have to play a certain formation in your team.
It's the same as rugby in New Zealand.
And it's the top 2 tiers, by the way, in Germany. It's not just the Bundesliga, is the like their sort of championship. It's dictated by the National Association what must happen, and dossiers get sent out. It's what Russi's doing now, or he's trying to do it with the Springboks. But
yeah, it's what's been done in New Zealand with their rugby structure. So they do it from grassroots to sort of professional big time. So like the Crusaders, all of these teams from New Zealand, apart from fish and chips for the kids,
that sucks.
They all play the same rugby.
The template has to be the same, and systems work. I know we live in a time, but people don't like it now, because all I hear is from, especially the next generation, is I don't want to work in an office. I don't care about culture. I can work from a beach. I can work from anywhere. I know that's the vibe now. Cool, that's fine. You're never going to do anything big in your life, by the way. If you don't want to work as part of an institution and have a long-term plan, you cannot do big things alone. You have to have stringent rules, by the way. Stringent, because to keep standards, you need really tight rules. And that's uncomfortable for most people, especially people like you, James, because you're a creative.
I am a creative.
But if you want to, there's a reason.
I just want to express myself.
Yeah. There's a reason why the greats, and whether you agree with it or not, I mean, you can have your own philosophical ideas, is there's a reason why the investment bankers all look the same. They come from Oxford and Harvard and UCT. You know why? Because for 6 years, they put you through the ringer as a CA. And they teach you, because when we were young, we want to express ourselves. The chartered accountant boards say, no, the rules are like this. And you keep going, no, I can actually do maths like this. And no, the rules are like this. Oh, okay. All right, you failed. Oh, you don't stick to the rules. They do that to you. They squeeze your ego out of you for 6, 7, 8 years. And then you go to an Investec, you go to an HSBC, and they squeeze your ego out of you even more until you're the type of animal that'll produce results and knows how to think in a way.
Yeah.
And most people don't like that, which is why it's very unique to find people that are chartered accountants, that are actuarial scientists, right? is that these are people that understand that the rules are here to, not always to help you, but is that if you stick to the rules, it's a language. Rules are a language, right? Systemic thinking is a language. Are you willing to learn that language? And what you have to actually do, if you're talking about systems, is you have to bow down to it completely. It's not something you can, it's kind of like forgiveness. You can't do it half-half.
Yeah, it can't be like, okay, because Real Madrid and Barca are the best teams in Spain. You guys are exempt from this, but the rest of the teams need to blah, 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 blah.
France, Clairefontaine, there's very clear. They have a very clear mandate of the types of players they want, how you're allowed into the Clairefontaine, of course, has produced all the great French players in Paris. It's their sort of international, sort of St. George's Park, right? They produce the best of the best. It's very clear what the mandate is. If your players want to come here, here's what they must do. Here's how it works. And you want to come through. We don't want to negotiate with you. So excellence doesn't have a negotiation thing. And I know everybody now wants to negotiate what excellence looks like. And I want to be more inclusive. No. Excellence, black, white, female. No, there's an excellence standard. Do you want it or not? No. And then people... And I'm not a corporate person. I'm not. I could never work in a corporate, right? But I like rules because I've seen what they do. And since I've been sticking to them for a while, things have gone okay for me. I like rules. I like structure. And I like building for the future. With rules, you can build. Without rules, and it's just vibes, you're Spain now.
I don't know. It's going to be a while until Spain are actually a force to be reckoned with.
Because what's the plan? What's the plan with Barcelona?
So the issue now is, back in 2010, 2008, the reason why they had struck gold with that golden generation was because the Spanish Academy was very, very... it was heavily influenced by sort of Spanish grassroots. So a lot of the Spanish players... a lot of the players that were playing for Barcelona at that time were Spanish. They were going through the Barcelona system. And it was the same case at Real Madrid. I mean, both of those clubs, majority of both of their squads and clubs as a whole were Spanish. Both clubs' players went through the entire system, and because of that, they were sort of, because of who Barca and Real are in world football, they became sort of world-class players, because you need to be world-class to make the first team at those two clubs. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially how they had struck gold. Right now, it's like Real Madrid, yes, they've always been the club that's like, oh, we want Ronaldo, let's splash 421 million on him just because we can. That's genuinely their only business plan at the moment, for some bizarre reason. I don't think there's a lot of young development within the Real Madrid squad at the moment. Who was the last player they've produced?
What is going on in Spanish football?
Barca, a couple here and there.
You know what the problem is I think people don't get this as well, why achievement is so important and why standards are so important, which is why I'm not big on just including anyone. You should be, you have to win in Rome. I'm big on win in Rome. You want to come to an environment, is that when you achieve, you raise the bar. So think about when sort of Leo Messi had arrived at La Masia. So he was 13. He would have seen Xavi Hernandez, Iniesta. These are the types, this is the level he would have been seeing, right? Because we learn a lot from seeing. Okay, it's non-negotiable. That's how good I have to be in the first team, right? And that's how you get Gerard Piqué. That's how you get these guys. Vito Valdez, they all came. Do you know what I mean? This is how you get these guys. They need to see excellence. Yeah. And young people need to see excellence. They can't read it, can't read about it. There's a very rare type of person who can read about excellence and transform themselves. But Leo Messi was around it every single day. Saw it every day. He had no choice. He walked past, oh, geez, like that Xavi guy. What's he still doing at practice? Cristiano Ronaldo was around Vidic every single day for 2-3 years before he became the guy. You see that? And you go, you have no choice. And the institution feeds off that, right? I read a really, really interesting interview. I think it was Pellegrini when he was talking about Gareth Barry. And why he was so important to that era at Man City. And he said he saw Gareth Barry once walking, and like pristine field, but there was like a little piece of paper. No, none of the other players picked it up, and he saw Gareth Barry pick that piece of paper up. Those are the little things you don't see about excellence. That's why I was talking about being a grown man, being Carles Puyol. And he said Gareth Barry needs to stay at all costs. And people were saying, what the hell is Gareth Barry doing here? Guys were bidding for Kaká. But when you've got that level of excellence as a man as well, that's infectious in the whole establishment, right? I mean, as a gajillionaire footballer, he's so conscientious that he walked past a piece of paper. No other player did, from what Pellegrini said in this interview. And Gareth Barry picked it up. And he said, oh, there's a conscientious footballer. And that's greatness. Once you can get, okay, he's obviously good enough to be here, but wow, that level of, he's so conscientious doing that. And, other players will see that. And it's those little things like that off the field as well as the ability.
Yeah.
And like La Masia have let it slip. Why did they buy all these Dutch players? What happened after the Xavi? Why weren't they reinvesting and doing whatever they did before? Stick to your essence. And it's become a mess.
I also think those players, I think I've done something to my headphones.
That's okay.
Anyway, those players in the Spanish squad at that time were, they bought into the Spanish squad. They believed in the Spanish national team and what it meant to the people. And, Vicente Del Bosque sort of also comes across as that guy that does that,
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think that also played a huge role. Nowadays, you have Instagram stars and, I'm on Instagram with 4 million followers and I'm a big deal. Why
I don't believe in coincidence, right? There's a reason why Barcelona went to the next level as soon as they found Pep.
Yeah.
Because when he came in, he not only brought the intensity, right? But what he brought was the essence of the football club with excellence.
Yeah.
And if you can capture those two things, somebody who's like spiritually in it, because football's a spiritual game. It's not just about, so Pep was everything spiritually and technically.
Yeah.
And then you're at the next level. And by the way, systems can develop that.
But
But what happened after Pep? Rijkaard, and obviously the tragic death of Tito, but they kind of tried there. But what happened to the La Masia? What happened there? Is Pedri the only thing you've produced? Don't give me Eric Garcia. Don't do that.
Sergio Roberto, but he's not really a sort of...
They had Xavi Hernandez. You give me Sergio Roberto, really?
No, but I'm just saying that's another name that they've produced. I'm not saying he's...
You had Piqué, you had Puyol. I mean, my God, Valdez.
Do you think the sort of, that whole, the Barcelona way that they have, do you think that's still a thing at Barcelona? Do you think that's fallen away and that could be the reason?
I think it had fallen away because it was like, why did they buy Coutinho? Magnificent player, but that's not who you are.
That is true, yes.
And also, like, Coutinho wasn't... I understand why they bought Samuel Eto'o. That's generational. But you should always be bringing in to lift the institution. Coutinho wasn't better than La Masia should be producing. He's a wonderful player. But he wasn't better than what you should be producing. Samuel Eto'o is better than anything La Masia has probably ever produced. Okay, bring him in. Pay the money. I get that. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't just bring in Coutinho because everyone else is doing it. It's vibes. That's madness. It's not who you are. And I think Spain have made the same mistake.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Spain have made the same mistake. They don't ever fall in love with yourself. It's what I learned from... If you haven't read Netflix's book, right, about culture, I highly, highly urge you to go and read that book.
We did get a comment a couple of weeks back, and I have been meaning to jump back to it. Someone did ask what the book is called.
I think I did answer them, yeah.
What was it called?
I think it's New Rules. I think it's called New Rules. I forget it. I don't know. I've got it at home, but I've read it, and it's you've got to read that. And Spain made that classic mistake of not reinventing while things are going well.
It's called No Rules.
No Rules.
Wait, what? No Rules Rules.
Yes. Yeah. Read Hastings. Is a different animal, bro. That guy, just incredible. But if you care about culture and you're trying to build businesses, and I think it will be a cool insight. How Google actually works is another one, but that one is an awesome. Oh man, and Barcelona. You know what? Spain forgot. Don't ever fall in love with yourself. And we do this as men, especially. I can't speak for ladies. People achieve a little bit, they fall in love with themselves, and they think it's all about them, and it'll never end. That's what happened there, and it's embarrassing.
It's a sad state of affairs.
It is.
It's
It
a
is.
sad situation.
And it's getting more and more absurd.
Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
I used to see Elton John all the time at Watford.
I watched Rocket Man, and it's kind of difficult to watch.
Bad.
It's difficult to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Who played John?
The guy from Kingsman. What's his name?
I haven't seen Kingsman, so I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one because Elton John is an idiosyncratic character. It's going to be a tough one to play because did they make it just after they made the Freddie Mercury film?
Yes. Yes,
Oh, that's
they
tough. They thought they could follow up the success of that. I haven't seen the Mercury one, but I heard it was insane as well.
The Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Very, very good.
Who played? You don't know.
I'm drawing many blanks.
I don't know actors either.
It's Rami Malek.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's the weird monotone guy.
Yes, the guy that played.
Yeah, we know. Don't worry
Elton John is Taron Egerton.
about it. Okay, Elton John, interesting guy.
Bohemian Rhapsody is very, very good, dude.
Okay, I'll watch it. Freddie Mercury, one of the greatest figures in mankind's history. A real anomaly.
I got a reply on my WhatsApp, by the way.
Okay.
The girlfriend says, and I quote, in all capitals,
Let's hear it.
I have to sit far away from the mic because it's capitals and exclamation marks.
Oh, you shouting?
No. Stop it, MKT. James and his lady agrees there will be no strapping in.
Okay. Do you know what I was going to do? Should we do some comments? It's difficult. Okay.
How do we follow the comments up with that one?
That's tough. It's tough. We got to pivot out. Okay. People have actually taken time. Please click like on the stream if you're still with us on YouTube. We'll finish off with some comments, James, and we'll save the social media stuff for tomorrow. Jimbo, what have we got in the comments, pal?
Just one social media thing. The game against Georgia Friday night has been cancelled due to COVID. So the Springboks won't be taking on Georgia at Ellis Park. Sadly, that's been cancelled.
That's okay.
Comments. Senzo says Federico Chiesa is the guy for Italy.
You know my thoughts on him.
Senzo also says Spainly. What was that? Spain only have themselves to blame. They had so much possession and didn't test the Italian keeper enough.
Well said.
Yep. It hurts so bad. Dylan says Morata needs to retire. That penalty kick was worthless. Very true. Senzo says Unai Simon can only save penalties that are placed to his right. Senzo also says, James, forget about Denmark. Nobody came for an Italy-Denmark finally.
Are you having a stroke?
Yeah. Final. It's bigger than Denmark. Mark my words, dude. I promise you, Denmark will be in the final. Mark my words.
Do you like dessert? Maybe you just like Danish and you actually, somewhere in your subconscious, you just associate the two with positivity.
I'm on a health drive. I can't eat Danish.
There we go. Love it.
No, watch. Denmark will be in the final. Promise you. Senzo also says it's called an AED, authorized external defibrillator.
You got them there.
The heart thingy.
There's no R there, but okay.
Defibrillator. Senzo also says Umbrello Begovic did play for Chelsea, so there you have it.
Myself and Abramovich, we move on quickly.
Apparently,
that's why we kept him like chewing gum, right? Chewed it 5 times, threw it to the ground. Obviously in a bin because we're conscientious.
Sure you are. Senzo also says England don't have a president; they have a prime minister. That has a name. That is called a constitutional monarchy. Boom! Cerebral, son! Nailed it!
Alrighty.
You didn't expect that to come from James, did you?
Sure.
Boom! Come on, give me that. Not a lot of people know what a constitutional monarchy is. Watch the comments just explode. We do. Yeah, we do, James. James, you're an idiot. Probably.
No. That's cool. You've dropped it now, James, and I feel educated.
Umbalelo G says Phoenix Suns deserve to win the NBA Finals. Speaking from a broken heart, though, being a Clippers fan.
Batlau Herder. I have no time to explain to you what Batlau Herder means, James. It's not the time.
Okay. Can I Google it while you explain?
No, it's not. I doubt whether the anglicized internet will be able to give you that one. It's a Zapedi Soto thing. So even when you do find it, you're gonna have to translate it. Not happy about that. The Clippers are a bunch of palookas anyway. Kawhi Leonard's a liar. He's the Belgium of basketball. I find Chris Paul so distasteful. I'd rather Giannis won it, to be honest with you. But fair enough. I hear you. I hope the Suns don't, though. They won last night. They won a lap. All right, James, what else we got, Paul? We got to wrap it up.
Senzo says, I only realized, we went through that one. Senzo and Umbalelo had an exchange. Leave that for you guys. Senzo says, Akani Simbini ran a 9.84 yesterday, new African record, and second fastest time of the year, behind Brommel, who ran a 9.77. He is hitting form at the right time. He is surely a real medal contender. I think he's always been one.
You know what? That race in particular is probably the blue ribbon event of the entire sort of track. It's not a form thing. Like, take Usain Bolt out of it, because everyone starts to use that standard.
Yeah.
Actually, it rotated quite a bit who's the fastest man in the world and Olympic champion, right?
Yeah.
That is like on the day, in the moment, because 100-meter running is just, you get a millisecond wrong at that level, it's over. So I like him, but he has never produced in the big time. And I do love him. And he's the nicest of guys. I worked in the running industry for a couple of years, so I was fortunate enough to meet him. He's so cool, and I hope he does well. That's phenomenal. He's in. Listen, all you can be is in great form and peak at the right time. So, of course, I'm about as South African as it gets. So really looking forward to seeing what he can produce. If he can medal, I mean, we haven't podiumed in forever, I think, in the 100. So ever. I don't think we've ever podiumed in the 100. And hopefully Wade's coming back, but I don't think he'll ever be the same guy. So, but we'll see.
Cool. Lulama says Clippers were looking good until Kawhi, who's
Kawhi
Robocop, got injured.
It's not Kawhi. Kawhi.
But I thought Kawhi was K-A-U.
No, Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, then. Until Kawhi Leonard got injured.
Kawhi.
Because Kawhi is K-A-U-A-I.
Kawhi. Kawhi, you said.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, keep going, James.
Umbalelo G says, I really like the Robocop thing going on. I believe in celebrating after winning. Pogba should take notes. Oof. Umbalelo G says, I still can't get over Mancini's tailor-made suits. Even after heated moments in the game, the shirt is never untucked or anything like that.
All swag all the time. Armani, by the way, Italian football team, just so you know, Emporia Armani. They're at the headquarters right now. Massive banner of the Italian soccer team in those grey and black jackets.
Of course.
So, Armani.
Jesse Randolph says, I've heard marijuana is good for anxiety. I plead the fifth. Jesse Randolph also says...
It's also good for not getting into the Olympics, but different.
It's true. That is true. Nope, not going to make that joke. Jesse Randolph also says, is Roberto Mancini one of the best managers in the world?
No. No.
I'd say he's kind of up there. I don't think he's the best in the world.
I'll die on this hill. International football is no longer the peak standard. Club football is the best. So no, he's okay, but he's certainly not. No, nowhere near it. There's the competition's far lower in international football.
Jesse Randolph also doesn't like charity.
Is that because charity could be a stripper? That's very confusing.
Well, you said you were speaking about charity when you went on your Spain rant. He said, I agree, charity sucks. Hello G says, MKT, you are right. In SA, they think if Pirates, Sundowns, and Chiefs are winning, then automatically Bafana are up and running. But the standard of football in the league is poor.
Yeah, unfortunately, you need systems. It's just the way it works. Belgium, England, eventually England have fixed their systems. That's why they're so good now. That's why Chelsea are producing players, Arsenal are producing players. Look at the young talent. It's all there was a reform at St. George's Park, and we are where we are now.
Jesse Randolph says the schools should start their own organization. This top-down structure won't work, especially with ANC on top.
I couldn't agree more. You need the most professional sport in South Africa is schoolboy rugby. By a mile, by the way. By a mile. Professional schoolboy rugby in South Africa might... In fact, no. I'll say this. Schoolboy rugby in South Africa is the most professional organization in African sport. And I'm happy for you to debate me on that. It is unbelievably run.
Fight him.
Finish him.
There you go. Jesse Randolph says Italy or England. I think he's assuming that Denmark are losing tonight, which you would assume incorrectly because Denmark are winning and going through to the finals. Those are my boys. That's my choice for the final.
So Italy or England?
I say Denmark.
Awesome.
Well, you have to also have a prediction.
Italy. Italy's better than any of the teams left.
Then Jesse Randolph wants to know if you saw the Supersport Schools apps. I assume because you're mad about your apps. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have seen it. I like it. It's not bad. Terribly organized. I don't know. I wish they'd get somebody to organize it into and label it correctly. But what they're doing is amazing. We're in lockdown and they're trying really hard. You can't fault companies for trying.
Yeah, we watched the Saints game a while back.
Yeah, Northcliffe Saints. Yeah.
Zapeta, and I was going to bring this up in social media with James. Brazil versus Argentina in the Copa America final. Anyone interested? That is on Sunday at 2:00 in the morning, as far as I'm aware.
I've got a job.
Yeah, no, there's no shot. I've got things to do on Monday morning.
I'm not interested. Is this the worst marketed event in the history of mankind? You've got the biggest, like, think of playing your mates on FIFA. Like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City, right? Like Brazil, Argentina. Why is this not being shoved down my throat, marketing-wise?
Because A, the Euro finals are this weekend, and B, I think it's a time zone thing, if I'm honest.
No, but I know about the NBA finals. I'm getting it on my marketing everywhere. So, social media, Facebook, dude, I'm everywhere. When it comes to sport, I'm everywhere. I know everything that's happening in the NBA finals right now. It's been shoved down my throat. Their ad spend has been global. Like outside of being in, what do I have to do? Watch it on SuperSport? Is it on SuperSport? I don't even know where it is in South Africa.
I think it's on SuperSport.
So what's happening? Because I know where to watch the NBA, and it's not just because I care more about that. Like I do care about Brazil. I didn't even know when the final was. I haven't seen a game in this tournament.
No, neither have I.
Because why is it not in my consciousness?
Argentina beat Colombia in the semis, I think.
Like
that's about all I know.
Like, why is it not sliding into my timeline? Where's the market spend from them? Where? Because I'm everywhere, by the way. I'm not just on social media. I'm reading articles. I'm on Sky Sports. I'm on goal.com. You know what I mean? I'm everywhere. I'm moving. I'm grooving. I'm on ESPN. I'm on Fox. That's where I get all my resources. So I'm moving and grooving, dude. I'm on YouTube all the time.
Yeah,
I've not heard a single thing about Copa America. It is the worst marketing job in the history of mankind. You've got, like, they should have an Argentina. You know what should be happening right now? They should be releasing a Argentina-Brazil documentary now. Like, even if it's not current, somebody should have chopped something up and it should be on YouTube and it should be distributed. It should be, like, infesting our social media. There should be a Pele, Maradona kind of vibe going, them back in their day. There should be a Samba Boys. How did the Samba Boys come about? That's just, there should be little clips that somebody's made. Because you and I could do that this afternoon if we didn't sleep. We could do that in 15 hours. We could
Absolutely, yeah.
we could find clips. James, let's put this together. Let's get this type of feel going. Voiceovers, graded like that. You know what I mean? I could do that. I make documentaries.
We know for other reasons that certain stock websites have an abundance of footage in this sort of
Yes.
field. So
Yeah. I make documentaries. I know how quick you could do it. I've turned stuff around in the last 6 years. That's looked mint
easy stuff.
in hours. So makes no sense. The worst marketing job ever. So did I answer the question?
Yes.
Nobody cares.
Okay.
Just in case that's not clear.
Tabor says England versus Italy definitely in the final. It's gonna be Denmark. Watch. Watch. Mbalelo G says Argentina is winning. They score a lot of goals. As far as I know, Messi is the top goal scorer and top assists at the tournament. I only know that because I did research this morning for social media with James.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
We'll do that tomorrow, as well as educating MKT.
Whew.
Tomorrow, it's going to be electric tomorrow. Electric.
Can you give us an insight on what we're looking forward to there?
Look,
Is it okay? Is it psychology? Is it just tell us the field?
it is psychology, yes.
Man, oh man,
Yes.
that's gonna be awesome.
It
Okay,
is.
that's enough. I'm enough.
And it won't be boring speech.
I'm
That's
teased.
all I will say.
Oh yeah,
It won't be boring speech.
James, I'm a visual learner.
I'm just saying.
I'm a visual learner.
I'm just saying.
Am I going to be satiated?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll be salivating.
See that's good. That works
Yep.
because it's a psycho. Freud. Okay, very good. Oh, not Freud. Pavlov. Very good.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that rung the bell.
Tabor says Morata is a Chelsea player through and through. You can tell the way he took the penalty. It's either the Morata way or the annoying Jorginho way. Look, Morata just cost a whole country a
It
Euro.
doesn't play for Chelsea. I don't know. He's a Real Madrid guy and Juventus guy. Why?
Well, he was a Chelsea player.
Years ago.
You Chelsea players are just boring. Zapeta says no Copa is not on Supersport.
Or ESPN.
What?
Yeah, but again,
That's poor, dude.
No, but-
that is poor.
just be somewhere. You know where they are? Flipping nowhere. They are nowhere. It's a bigger joke than CAF, and CAF is the worst advertising in the world because the talent in CAF, the standard of football. Look at the French league and Europe, littered with our talent. Whenever CAF's on, I feel like I have to basically sell a kidney to find out information.
Yeah.
Why? I live here. I live on this continent.
It's ridiculous.
Now, is that because Bafana have to basically, the only way Bafana qualify now is to host a tournament, right?
Yes.
We don't qualify. We lost to Lesotho at a stage. We lost to Swaziland, who are now actually in the biggest turmoil maybe in African history. No, maybe not. That's a bit of a strong statement. Africa's had its problems. We lost to Swaziland.
It's a shambles, dude. It's a
So-
shambles.
But maybe this is worse than CAF because Copa America has better teams. Like, I know who Neymar is, dude. Like, who's the biggest star in Africa
Yeah,
right now? Mo Salah.
The player attraction to Copa America is wild.
Like,
dude.
Paredes is a star player at PSG, for Argentina. Like, Sergio Aguero is one of he's probably the best out-and-out striker, the biggest sporting product in the world has had. Sergio Aguero has been the best striker for the last 10 years in the Premier League. Why don't I know that he's playing for Argentina at Copa America?
Suarez, Neymar, Messi,
Yeah.
Aguero, Paredes,
Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus.
Although he's more into the UFC stuff now.
He is. He
Did
does
you
like-
see that fly kick?
Yeah, he does like mixed martial arts.
Yeah. He's Thiago Silva. You heard of him?
Yeah.
He's playing.
Oh, he is doing. Firmino is also.
They are at the tournament.
Two of the world's best goalkeepers are at this tournament,
They're in one team.
and in one team. Yeah,
Casemiro. Heard of him?
dude.
3 Champions Leagues in a row. The anchor of that team. Heard of him? He's playing at this tournament. I'm fully aware of that. I know he's playing there. I know that for a fact. Angel Di Maria. You heard of him? He is in that tournament.
And then Edinson Cavani is also.
Is he playing for Uruguay? They're out, but I didn't hear a word.
So remember we did the social media with James where Suarez and
Is Suarez playing as well?
Yeah, Suarez and Cavani were.
He's a bit tubby sticks now, Suarez. He's got the
He
middle.
is.
He's got the middle section going.
He's got a bit of a goinger.
Yeah, he's a tubby sticks. He's like Temba Bavuma.
Tabor says football is politics. Check out Gareth Southgate starts Sancho at every game now since he signed for United. If Grealish wants to be in the starting lineup, he should sign with United. It's that
That's
simple.
funny. That's funny.
Tabor also says Copa America is AFCON. No one cares about these third world country competitions.
Jeez, like that's you know what? That's almost like you ever had your girlfriend come up to you and say you're just like your dad?
No.
Okay, so you've never heard her say you're just like
in that sense,
you're just like Michelle, you're just like your mom, you know? Like, and it's never for a good thing.
Also, yeah.
It's never for a good thing.
Yeah.
They're never going to come up to you and say, you're just like your dad. You're so forgiving, you know?
Yeah. You're so sweet. You're just like your mom.
They've never said that.
No.
It'll always be, you're emotionally abusive, just like your dad, you know? That's what Tabo's just done to us there. Because there's nothing that hits the soul like you're just like your mom or you're just like your dad. You know what I mean? Because it's never for, you're so passionate, just like your dad. So you're so selfish, just like your father. My mom was right.
Yeah. My mom was right about you.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, lady.
That's what Tabo's done there. He you know what I mean? It's like it's true what he's saying. We just weren't ready to hear it.
No.
It's too painful.
Yeah.
It's too close to home. So just third world countries, he says. All right, let's finish off on this last one.
Umbelelo G says it's different up north in the continent. They have VAR in the Egyptian league.
Yeah, they got money bags as well. They also got Pizza Mosamani, who's going to end every single Kaizer Chiefs stream on the 17th of May. I cannot wait. Al Ahly might beat them 8-0.
What, Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't. Can't even name a single Kaizer Chiefs player. So
yeah, they're a bunch of bums. Don't worry about them. They nearly got relegated. What a bunch of bums.
I do know about that.
No, but they're fine. They made the top 8, which is like not an achievement. But
Yeah.
all of a sudden, Kaizer Chiefs fans are saying, we made the top 8. It's not an achievement. Like, when did that become a thing? They even put it on their social media. I remember Kaizer Chiefs put it on their social media. Like, whatever, like all the trophies, and they listed this year top 8. That's not, when did that become a thing? Like, outside of being in the old school BP top 8, or is it the Nedbank Cup? I think that's top 8, or whatever, whichever one's top 8.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's not a thing you list. It's never been. But Kaizer Chiefs people, the worst kind of humans. The worst kind of humans. I can't wait until beats beats them. It's going to be so good. All right, Jimbo.
Sounds like a you kind of beef, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Kaizer Chiefs people. You know what? Now that we've spoken about Chiefs, I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood. Kaizer Chiefs, sickening. A sickening bunch of people. Everything about them. I think to myself, I see a Kaizer... I don't. I think to myself, Kaizer Chiefs, and I think, I wish I could take that shirt off of you, sir or ma'am, and burn it right in front of you. Because you're a bad person. They're bad people, James. They are bad people. And now I'm in a bad mood. We got to end the show now. Do you know what I mean? This is the MKT Show. Kaizer Chiefs have ruined everything. The MKT Show. Ladies and gentlemen, for now, I'll try and cheer up. But for now, we are the hell out of here.